At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, last week we had the story of an Air India flight that was forced to return several hours into its journey. After 8 of the plane's 12 bathrooms were rendered inoperable. Now, we immediately assumed that Air India was running some kind of shoddy operation, but we were wrong. The reason that so many toilets were clogged was because the passengers were flushing rags, clothes, and plastic bags down the toilet. Sometimes you ask yourself, well, how dumb can a person be? Well, there's your answer. Meanwhile, in Ireland, a guy, he missed his flight, so he did the only sensible thing to do in that situation. He took off his shirt, started throwing airport furniture around, tried ripping out wires from built-in airport equipment, and, of course, kicking over baggage. Oh, he was also arrested. Now, these are just some of the stories we've come across, stories that left us with many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question. And this is how it works. You call us, we will ask you a question at complete random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question. So brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration is today's random question.
To be a part of the big show, the random question. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Over to us, away we go. Welcome to Season 20, episode number 4,282. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Ah, yes.
Great day to go out and pick up some Men's Room IPA or Men's Room 20th Anniversary from Lager. Take a sixer home. I know it's a Monday. It's also St. Patty's Day. You're allowed to throw down a few.
That is correct.
Yes.
Let's add a little green food coloring, you know.
Might even crack one a little bit early today. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Probably about 2:45 on the show.
Yes, I do know what you mean.
We have a kegerator over there. I get some early use on the program. Your guess is as good as mine on the way today. The category is cookies and pie. Why? Because we are celebrating the 113th birthday of the Girl Scouts of America.
113.
113.
They still don't look a day over 10.
And the site Taste of Home had a professional baker come in and rank the top 10 Girl Scout cookies.
When did they start doing the Girl Scout cookies? Do we know?
As far as how long they've been around, that is a great question.
I feel like it's been my entire lifetime, or at least as far back as I can remember. This is a 1950s thing, maybe? Something like that?
Well, a lot of these cookies are newer. but a lot of them are the tried and trues, the one that you get a box of every year, no matter what, the ones you like. But these are the 10 best Girl Scout cookie styles, brands, whatever you call that, coming up. Also, as the other day was Pie Day.
Yes.
3.14 Pie Day.
Oh, there's more than that. My daughter was rattling it off in the car on Friday. So she explained, I guess, at her school, these kids entered a competition to do as many of the decimal numbers, right, after the 3.14. She went about 12 deep.
That's not bad at all.
But then again, I don't know if she's lying because I don't know. So she was just saying numbers. But she said the kid that won at her school got, I think it was like 80 or 81.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, good for that kid.
Again, do we know if he's telling the truth?
I mean,
can you say 3.14? Then my daughter's like 6, 5, and she's searching her brain. But again, I'm like, she could be lying to me.
3.1415926535 and so on.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what's on this piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
But we have the top 10 pies. So we're going to get cookies and pie on St. Patty's Day. Because, you know what, you might need something sweet later on tonight. Those are your categories, and your guess is as good as mine coming up at 4:30. But wait, there's so much more. All this week, we have a chance for you to win tickets to see Lincoln Park as they come to town September 24th at Climate Pledge Arena. What they told us to do was we give out the secret code word. Pick a time, then we'll give you the code word. You text that code word to 206-803-ROCK. You will be entered to win tickets to see Lincoln Park. So what we determined today is the secret code time is going to be at 4:20. 4:20.
That's good thinking.
They allowed us to pick our own time. We'll see how we do this week on me remembering the time and to give out the code word.
Now, I don't know what time the last time we did this was, but I'm looking at the text line here. Num, 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 num.
Num, num, num.
Park, 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 0000. Num, 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 num. Park, 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 park. Coon checking in. Park, 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 park.
Okay. Well, that's not our word. That might have been Ryan's secret code.
I guess. I don't know if it was park or num or zero, but all of those came flying in.
Daily Make Show has spare tickets. Ryan's got tickets. We've got tickets, and Jolene has tickets.
We got tickets.
You got 4 chances to win tickets every single day. And all of us will give you a code word. And hopefully we'll give you a time.
Why is code word always so deeply related to the band? You know what you're playing for. We can come up with any word. Like, why does it have to be like park, Lincoln, numb? Like, why not anti-disestablishmentarianism?
Or like diarrhea. Just
right, exactly.
Words you got to keep it close to the band.
Why?
No words.
You know
you're going to see the band.
I want to.
Sure.
Yeah, but you want the person who knows how to spell to be able to win the tickets. You see, like some of these words, like abhorrent. Just see if you can spell that.
That's ridiculous.
What? Some people have sent prac for park. I know they're in a hurry, right? So, yeah. Park, prac. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you how to spell the word.
Thrilled to answer your question, by the way. In 1917, a Girl Scout made cookies.
Really? 1917. Damn.
So she did it in her own house. In the 20s, Girl Scouts would make them in their own kitchens, mothers serving as technical advisors.
Oh.
And
So they weren't really
basically
consistent.
the
It was
30s.
just some Girl Scouts just making cookies and selling them as like a bake sale.
Right, basically then in the 30s, commercial bakeries started being like, all right, Girl Scouts, we'll pump these out, you sell them.
All right.
So it has been...
Do they have the name of the little girl that did it first? I mean, like, she should be honored by these kids, man. You know, you come to our place of work, you sling your crack, we end up buying it whether we want to or not. Like, that girl should absolutely have her name on the Girl Scout
Her
plaque.
name is Dosey Doe, it says.
Yes, Dosey Doe.
Dosey Doe.
Dosey Doe.
Yeah, she was the first Girl Scout to ever make cookies. So that's going on. And also, big thanks, being that it is St. Patty's Day, to everyone that came up to Stanwood on Saturday as the Daily Makes Morning Show had Stanwood's shortest St. Patty's Day parade.
That was something.
That was a blast. A lot of fun. I did not know how much fun it was going to be because I've never been to a parade that I enjoyed. This was the first parade that I ever thoroughly enjoyed the entire time I was there.
It was great, man. And like this, the parade went one block. But that said, it was an enthusiastic one block. But it turned into a street party.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing.
And a big thanks again to the folks at Honey Bucket. We were in the parade in the back of one of the trucks that goes around and sucks up all the fecal matter out of the toilets.
Yeah, we were kind of looked like we were working.
We got to ride in the back of that, and they were cool enough to give us some squeezable little poop emojis, which we then threw. Kids loved them.
Kids and adults. Are you kidding me?
People were happy to get their poop.
You would not think that a foam rubber turd emoji would elicit kind of excitement. And I will say I'm throwing it out to these kids, man, and one kind of slipped out of my hand and basically rolled under the tires of the truck.
Be careful.
And I'm screaming, like, don't grab that one.
No.
Do not grab that one. Because kids, they immediately.
They wanted that poop.
They wanted the poop.
But it was a great time. It really was. Hopefully you got a chance to stop by and say hi and grab a couple beers. And I hope those guys do that again next year because that was a lot of fun. Never been to Stanwood before. The Stanwood Saloon was great. The brewery
was tough to get in there. I couldn't get in there.
No, it's tough. I probably waited 10, 15 minutes just to get a shot there before we started the parade route.
I was lucky Castle was already in line when I got there. So I was like, hey, man, he was like third in line. So I'm like, get me a beer and a shot.
Yeah, but a good day I had by all. So hopefully you got a chance to stop by. Okay, today's the day that we do our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up?
Happy St. Patty's Day, Danny.
Yes.
Perfect name for St. Patty's Day.
Really is.
Oh, Danny.
Oh, Danny.
That's right. Well, the last name's Italian, though, so that doesn't work that well.
It doesn't matter. Your name's Danny. You get to celebrate it, man.
Okay, Danny, let's go with this one.
All right.
When you were growing up, Danny, what rule did you have in your home? Whether your friends were coming over for a sleepover, maybe they were coming over and eating dinner, it was a rule between your sisters and brothers, but it's definitely coming from up top. So what weird, maybe it wasn't weird at the time because when you're a kid, all
all
rules
you know.
are just what you know, right? But as you got older or went to other people's homes, you realized that was pretty unique to where you grew up.
My parents weren't super strict. I mean, it probably just the normal stuff, like, finish your homework before you go play,
Sure.
I wasn't a very picky eater, but I definitely remember nights having to sit at the dinner table long after dinner while my parents were off doing other things because we refused to eat whatever they made because my mom, like thrills, is a terrible cook.
Yeah. And she'd make me sit there.
Danny, what was the one meal that you struggled through? Do you remember that?
My mom, I grew up in the Midwest, so there was tuna casseroles and stuff like that I didn't exactly enjoy as a child.
I hated that.
When you think back to this, though, right? Because I had the same problem with my mother, but as I thought back to the certain time, because I was like, I'm fine to not leave the kitchen table as long as I don't have to eat that. So I would sit there, and my parents would go off and do their thing. Thinking back, I'm pretty sure they targeted one day of the week, and it was probably whatever day a TV show came on that they wanted to watch without me bugging them. Because 7 and 8-year-old kids are going to bug you, right?
Yep.
And now that I think back, I'm like, this was a setup. And my mother would neither confirm nor deny whether she specifically picked certain dishes on certain nights of the week so that I'd leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was a setup. I just think my mom wasn't a very good cook, and it was the nights when she missed,
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I got you, man. Like I said, tomato pie, and I've explained it. It pictured cherry pie with the crust. Instead of cherries, it was tomatoes. That was it. Like stewed tomatoes in crust. And every time I saw this, I'm like, I'm not going to eat this. We've been through this for years, man, every time. But I swear to God, once a week it showed up. Or she'd make something. I don't remember what the main meal was, but there was a ton of that frozen spinach. Mm-hmm. And again, it looks like seaweed on your plate. And I'm like, I'm not eating this. You've got to know. And I'm not trying to be difficult. This is disgusting.
Right. One rule that we had was that just me specifically, if I came home from any kind of practice, I had to come in through the garage. Mm-hmm. I had to take my cleats off or whatever I was wearing, even their tennis shoes. I had to take my socks off. I had to take whatever I was wearing off for the most part and put it immediately in the washing machine.
Yeah, because you smell awful.
I smelled awful. And whether it was my practice stuff from football or just my baseball stuff, whatever it was, that could not even stay on the garage because it would stink up the garage too. So,
it would kill the smell of oil and gasoline that most garages smell like.
And if I would go inside and the washer had not been switched to the dryer, I was instructed to put those clothes in a garbage bag and tie it off and leave it in the garage until the washing machine opens.
Same thing, where
I could put my stuff in. And
it must be airtight.
No shoes in the house whatsoever. There was a big mat when we walked in, like a big Tupperware kind of plastic thing. They kind of had like a drainage area on it for snow and all that stuff. That's where you had to put your shoes. Mm-hmm. You could not walk in the house with shoes on. I think I was one of the only homes that was a requirement as far as taking off your shoes. My friends, their parents weren't as strict on that as much.
Yeah, my parents.
We didn't. That wasn't a rule at our house.
But here's where I think they tripped up. What they did not realize was oftentimes it was worse for my friends to take their shoes off and walk around our house
because their feet are
in
kicking.
Wet, stinky ass socks than it was if they just would have left their shoes on.
Keep the shoes on.
And it would have contained most of that and probably wouldn't have been as dirty.
They would not have noticed.
To be honest with you.
Somebody here says, no touching dad's stereo. That was a hard,
that was a
strict
massive
rule
one, too.
And I never did. It was just understood you did not mess with it. And I had a buddy over once, and he turned the stereo on. Like, you could do that, but he changed the station.
Okay.
And my father's upstairs. And look, I immediately addressed my friend. Said, whoa, man, don't. Turned it off. So the thing was on and off within 5 seconds. That's the totality of it. We hung out for another couple hours. My buddy goes home. As soon as the door closed and my buddy left to go home, my father is downstairs. He's like, did you touch my stereo? I'm like, well, Brad turned it on, man. I don't care. I'm like, no, man, I told him I don't care. Those are your friends. They touched the stereo. We got a problem. And I'm like, bro, if you heard the whole thing, then you know it was 5 seconds and all it said was turn it off. You couldn't even look at that thing wrong. He would kill you.
Yep.
Do not touch his effing stereo.
I'm with you. Because then, like, my dad, like, he had gotten, like, part of it in Vietnam. It was like emotional piece to him.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was different then because you had like 15 different components to make the thing work.
Reason we asked, what rule did your household have growing up? I read a discussion. People said, hey, I did not know at the time, but these are the rules my family had. Some are a little bit weirder than others, but here's what some people shared. I was only allowed to eat those 100-calorie packs for snacks, and my mom would get mad when I had more than one pack because she said everything in moderation, and she was not a big fan of junk food at home. But when I go to my friends' houses, they were eating Oreos and as much ice cream as they wanted to. Another said we had to announce to my mom every time that we were going to the bathroom to make a bowel movement.
Why?
Not when you're going number one, just when you're going number two.
They never explain why, though.
No,
Just like,
no.
This was the rule.
This one makes sense. If you were sick on a Friday, I would not be allowed to go anywhere all weekend.
Correct.
So my sisters were prone to skipping school, so my parents devised this plan to keep the girls from lying about being sick.
So that was our big thing, too. Was like if you stayed home from school, then you couldn't go to practice. You certainly couldn't go to a game. So if you missed on Friday, that was the same thing. Like you'd miss.
You might have a game on Saturday.
Right. Couldn't go.
Right.
Yeah, we dropped that on my kid, and when he's sick, he's legitimately sick, but I found that he's quote-unquote sick less.
Okay.
Like, all right, man, if you're staying home, like, these are the things that are not going to happen.
We could not leave the table unless an adult excused us. Also, we were not excused unless all our food was gone. I think a lot of people can relate to that one.
That's why it's good to have a dog.
Not my family, but a friend's. I ate dinner there 2 or 3 times. There was absolutely no speaking during dinner. I remember how completely uncomfortable it was, sitting there listening to nothing but people chewing food. In my family, no one was allowed to watch TV after dinner on school nights. The thinking was that you should be studying, although I just go to my room and play with toys or whatever. Another, my friend's mom made all the kids shower after they pooped. If it was too late in the day, they were not allowed to go back outside and play. Needless to say, if they were having fun, they just pooped their pants and went on playing. Their mom also did not allow them to sleep in their own beds. They slept in sleeping bags down in the basement.
Wow, man.
Yes. No bathing.
Is that odd?
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
I think we always had, like, that was what you did. We had a sleepover. You just slept in sleeping bags in the basement.
I think they're basically just saying their mom also did not allow them to sleep in their own beds, period, whether they happen to sleep.
Oh, my bad. I thought it meant when you're having people over.
No, I mean, because that was fun. Then it's a treat, right? But yeah.
No bathing during a thunderstorm or talking on the phone in a storm either.
Sure.
We had
Just talk on the phone.
Landline phone. Apparently there were horror stories. I don't know if any of these were real.
But it scared the piss out of you as a kid.
Yeah. I come from a large family, 10 people. We never were allowed to refuse any food or have seconds. My mom put the food on each of our plates, starting with my dad. Then each child was served, going from oldest to youngest. My mother took what was left. Plates were to be cleared of all food. When asking to be excused, we were required to thank my father for providing the meal and my mother for cooking it.
Jeez.
Wow. My mom raised me to believe that you use 2 brushes when you brushed your teeth. One for brushing your teeth, the other for brushing your tongue, and they were labeled. That was the norm. When I was dating someone in college, we went to brush our teeth, and I busted out my 2 toothbrushes like it was the most normal thing in the world. I asked him where his second toothbrush was. His look and laughter made me realize that was not normal.
It's all in your mouth, man.
I never let my parents live that down. I wasn't allowed to eat anything besides Jell-O or pudding if nobody else was home. To be fair, my mom was afraid I'd burn the house down if I cooked.
Okay.
Or she was afraid of me choking.
Choking to death, yeah.
One of the two. Another. In order to reduce the family water bill, my friend's dad wouldn't let anyone flush the toilet all day. Regardless of what was in it, the last person to go to bed at night got to finally flush the toilet.
How funky was that toilet
That
by
is
the
a
end of the
family
day?
of 4.
Ew, man.
Like, you just piled it on top of your siblings?
Yeah, I guess.
Come on.
My dad would stand outside the bathroom and yell, 2 squares! Because we were only supposed to use 2 squares of toilet paper. And we had a don't feed other kids rule. I kind of understood it since my mom wanted the dinner to be family time and didn't want any random kids hovering around. But when we had dinner, everyone else had to leave. I think this was because my mom knew we'd rush through dinner if someone were at our place waiting for us to play. And she wanted to take some time. More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts. You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell right, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
All right, till 4:20 is the time. We'll give you the secret word for your chance to win tickets to see Lincoln Park, September 24th. Climate Pledge Arena. You get the code word there and text it to 206-803-ROCK for your chance to win. It is that easy. In the meantime, it is a random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sam. Welcome to the men's room.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hola. Sam, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, Sam, let's go with this one. Basketball tourney's about ready to get underway here, and we have some games in Seattle. A lot of people like to take a few days off. Some people get vasectomies.
Oh, yeah, this is the time.
Just so they can
very busy in Vegas as well.
Yeah, sit around at home and do nothing. Question is, Sam, if you could and money wasn't an issue, what size television would you buy to watch your favorite sporting events?
To be honest, I wouldn't go too big, but maybe anywhere between 70 and 80 inch.
Wow.
Nothing too crazy.
What's crazy? I think I got a 75-incher in the basement specifically for football season.
Okay.
Right? Like, other than football season, I don't know when I really sit down there and watch TV. But in your mind, what would be obnoxiously large?
Oh, like a movie theater screen, large. It'd be a little bit too distracting for me, I think.
What size TV do you have now?
I got a 55.
All right. And what's the biggest you think you could fit in your? Actually, we were at Best Buy Friday night, get a monitor for my kid, but like anything, they have their TVs out. And like the screen looks great and all that. And I'm looking at my wife like, and we have a pretty big house. I'm like, what wall could we fit this television?
Right.
We could not think of a room where we could actually
Apparently Costco's got one right now that people are pretty excited about. It must be affordable, but it's huge and it's got a great picture.
That's Costco's thing, man.
I don't have a Costco membership, so I haven't seen the damn thing. But apparently when you walk in,
I mean,
it's
I
right
think
there.
nowadays, too, though, like, I don't know if it's as big of a faux pas to have a TV that's bigger than your room. Like, it still looks a little odd.
Sure.
But, like, I don't know. What is mine, like 45 or 50?
That's what mine is, 45.
I could...
Or 42.
Have it great, that I have, like, that... Like, I have enough room for it now where I could put in, like, I bet, like, a 65, and it wouldn't look crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have the one big-ass one, but that's down in the basement in a fairly large room. But I'm just looking at the TVs they had at Best Buy. I'm like, the price was great, all things considered, but I'm like... We couldn't fit it in our house, man.
Well, a new survey asked people if money was not an issue, what is the biggest TV you put in your home? And surprisingly, believe it or not, many people don't want bigger is better as far as television goes.
Because what does it improve outside of live sports, or maybe if you're watching hockey because it's hard to find a puck, blah blah blah? What does it really enhance? The TV show is going to be the same. Like you might love The Office, I don't know that it's better on a huge screen.
Most popular answer was a TV no bigger than 65 inches.
All right,
in the survey. About 18% of people said that they would go 75 inches, another 12% 85, and only 6% said they want 100 inches or more. On the flip side, a lot of people's TV is just 50 inches or less, which is what I have, and it's perfectly fine by me. I need to put my glasses on when I'm watching television, which is a bit...
I've found it doesn't matter the size of the TV. I need my glasses.
Sometimes I'll go sit at a bar, though, and they got a big-ass TV, and I'm like, this is great. I don't even need to put my glasses
I mean, it's worse having a small one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, like the last time I moved, right, like normal, it just takes like a week or two for the cable person to get there, which was fine.
Yeah.
But I just had up like the little one I have in my room, and it just on a top of a, mantle, and it looked pathetic.
Yeah.
Looked sad.
I felt bad. When we first moved into the house we're at now, we just had a smaller TV for the living room. And even when the cable guy showed up, he's just like, come on, man. I'm like, what? No, seriously. He was like, really, man? Like, you're paying you're getting all these cable channels, and you're going to watch it on that. I'm like, well... I planned to. He just kind of shook his head. But I'm like, man, I actually feel bad enough. Damn. He wasn't wrong. I don't know.
But how many things can you name in your lifetime where it's gotten a lot more affordable to the point where without question, as far as the price of televisions 25 years ago, they were expensive. Yeah. And now you can buy a really good television at a third, if not a fourth of that price from 20 years ago.
I think TVs. I think a lot of kitchen stuff. I think
what?
Even couches.
Right. I bought myself one
kitchen stuff.
To me, I feel like when I was a kid, if you went to buy a couch, it was like months of like income.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas now there's like I love the Moore store. That stuff's good. It lasts forever. TVs are definitely cheaper. Maybe I've just gotten older. I feel like you can get better cookware for a lot cheaper.
I would agree with that.
Again, it's just the important stuff like food and rent have gone through the roof.
That has gone up.
Right. But I don't mean this, but like it's basically crap. Stuff you don't need. Right? Like, you can get really nice cars that are a lot cheaper. You can get really nice TVs. But, like, at the end of the day, you don't need a TV.
No, you don't. And like I said, it's not that the programming's gotten any better or worse. It's always about the same. But I got a much bigger TV to stare at the guide and figure out what I'm not going to watch.
Yeah. Well, Mike, we just put one in Marchand's. Did you think that was too big?
No. It's a little on the bigger side. I will say that he's borderline. But, no, honestly, I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
How big is it? If you had to guess.
What, is that a 45?
Oh, no.
55?
That's like 65 or 70.
65?
Yeah. That's like 65 or 70.
Okay. All right.
But he got it. His work just had it and was getting rid of it. So he's like, all right.
Yeah.
But then he was kind of nervous to put it up because we thought it would swallow up his room. And then we put it up there and we're like, well, you can't put the old one back up. That looks tiny and pathetic.
Not now.
It does kind of swallow up the room, but the way that his condo's like set, it's a good central location, especially with the swing arm. So it works.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. You've been to my place. Like, I could fit a much bigger one in there now.
Oh, yeah.
I just haven't done it. And I still have the oldest goddamn thing to hold it up in the world.
Yeah, I keep mine just pedestal mount.
I just got to get a new one. Like, but it's from when I had, like, the TVs were thicker and everything. Like, my buddy's he's like, it's so much heavier than your TV.
Right. They're inexpensive.
Hello, April. Welcome to the men's room. April, are you there?
April.
Hello,
April's
April.
gone. She's probably stuck in a sewer.
There you go. Hello, Marcus. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, fellas.
Hola. Marcus, welcome to the program. Random question. All right.
Can't wait.
Seems like you could probably answer this one if I can find the damn thing. Where did I put it? All right. Marcus, you fish?
I have.
What is your best fishing story?
Columbia River, or no, Callis River by the Columbia, and I got a sturgeon. Hooked a sturgeon. I did not pull it in.
So the line broke before you got it in?
No, I got to the shore. Someone else got it with a net.
And were you able to keep that? Do you need? Was it sturgeon fishing season?
It was, but it was too small. It was only like 36 inches.
So wait, what's the rule on that? The sturgeon has to be of a certain size to keep it?
It's got to be in between two certain sizes. It can't be too small, and it can't be too long.
So you can't really take the dinosaurs away, and you can't take the kids away, but mom and dad you can take away. All right. And
yes.
How many pounds was that fish, even though it wasn't big enough to keep?
It never got measured, or it never got weighed. It did get measured, and it was like 36 inches, which was a lot of fish as far as I was concerned. I was happy to take. I was happy.
Yeah. We've been fishing in here as a show a couple times, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Once on the Chesapeake, once here, in the Puget Sound.
Mm-hmm.
Ted caught the only fish when we were fishing in the Chesapeake Bay.
Correct.
It was flopping around in the cooler, so Ted punched it a couple times in the head, knocked it out.
That worked.
No, you catch fish, you do what you want to it.
I remember that I fell off the boat trying to get out of the boat.
And we thought for sure it'd be Ted, but it was you.
Yeah, it was me. And then we all caught one when Mike took us out here, right? We all got a fish. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. But speaking of sturgeon, so Friday night I have a piece of sturgeon and I'm making it at home.
So you did end up buying sturgeon.
I bought the sturgeon,
delicious fish.
It was great. It was a pretty big size, and it had skin, on one side, and I fried that up real nice and crisp. And I'm sitting there eating it, and I'm thinking to myself, I know the fish is old, but how
old do you think it is?
How old is the skin? I mean, I know it's the same age as the meat, but what I mean is, the skin is on the outside.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's laying on the bottom of whatever river this thing was caught from. Is the fish 50, 60 years old? Like, I'm eating skin that's like 50 or 60 years old.
You started picturing old people?
I just wondered what was in it. I'm like, does this have life-saving nutrients in it, or does it have some toxin that's going to kill me?
Probably both.
It's going to be one or the other.
And I feel better eating that than, as much as I love it, veal.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's a newer. I mean, that thing's only been around for so long. Where typically small hens and things that are you shouldn't be eating are typically more delicious. But I think when I was sitting, actually, just the thought process I had was, this is probably the oldest thing I've ever eaten.
More than likely, that or a Twinkie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is the oldest thing that I've ever put in my mouth. No other animal.
Well, they don't put born on dates on your steak.
On a sturgeon.
I know that,
imagine.
but I'm still
born on 1936.
This cow came from.
There's just no. I mean, maybe a can of Spam.
Would you want to know?
I don't care.
If they're serving you a sturgeon, hey, by the way, the sturgeon was born in 1923.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, the fish in theory could have been older than I am. And that's what I kept thinking. This is definitely right now. It was great. You're right. Sturgeon is delicious. It was
awesome.
It was just that I shouldn't have got stoned before I sat down and ate. Now I'm thinking about this all the time. This is definitely old. This is at least 20 years old.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
The filet was thick as hell. Random question, 206-803.
Random.
Hello, April.
Hello.
Hola.
April, welcome to the program. And the random question. All right, April. You could probably answer this one. What have you done in your lifetime or lately to improve your, quote, looks?
To improve my looks. I don't know. I've lost some weight, so.
All right, that's a good
There you
thing. Did you, what did you cut out to get that done?
Actually, I was without my spouse for a year, so there's no point in cooking 3-course meal when you don't have anybody but you there.
All right.
That's true.
Yeah. And did that cause you to just not really have an appetite as well?
No, not really. Just kind of trying to save money and, make sure that we were all right when they got back. So, no, I just think it was not having to buy all the food and fixing it
All right.
like normal.
Anything cosmetic that you've done to make yourself look better or try to improve your looks?
No.
You're just natural.
Yeah.
I
I'm pretty
appreciate
natural.
that. Yeah. Look, man, I've seen people.
Yeah, me too.
Where like I don't know why I look at.
Yeah.
I don't know why I look at this crap, but I do because I scroll through the feeds. There was a picture of Tom Cruise today, 62 years old. He's with his 36-year-old girlfriend. Whatever. You can definitely tell that his face is very, very Botoxy shiny.
And his hair is a weird color right now. It's like the hair dye hasn't quite taken the right way.
Yes, there are no wrinkles anymore on your face. I understand the process of that, but there's definitely a look about it that does not look natural. You look almost like
it's almost like a sex doll of Tom Cruise. Like you like Tom Cruise, here's a sex doll of Tom Cruise. Looks almost exactly like him, but it's just there's something a little off.
You can get an apple that's just a regular apple, but then there's a real shiny apple.
Yeah,
and his face looks like a shiny apple, like it's something like somebody put a glaze over it or whatever the deal is. And I knew a couple of people personally where I'm just sitting there and staring at them and going, okay, I didn't know at the time what's going on.
Yeah,
like what? And
you can just tell they had something done.
Yes, but I don't know what it is. But I mean, I'm still looking.
But then you can't stop staring because you're determined to figure out what is it that they had done. Is it their eyes? Is it that little thing they do between the eyes? Was it your mouth?
Yeah.
Is it your hair? You know.
I mean, the only maybe cosmetic thing that I've done, and it's not really cosmetic, but if I was going to go on vacation where it's sunny someplace, whatever, and I knew I was going to be spending time at a pool, I would go to Desert Sun tanning, especially after we did our GTL month of, or is that it, Jim? Yeah, lifestyle, whatever it was. That is a no-brainer for me, so I do not ruin my vacation. I feel like I do look a little bit better with a little bit of a color in me, but for the most part,
I feel that way about myself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do.
Can't think of anything else.
There's just so much of it now, it's hard to tell.
Sure.
I feel like every woman I know gets Botox.
Well, but I can see that. I mean, I like to say it's back to Tom Cruise. You can really see.
Yeah, you can tell, but it's almost so prevalent now that it's not that you look natural, but you look normal.
You look like you have
Correct.
a shine to you.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
The craziest is the fake butts.
Do you know anyone that got a fake butt? Like, I've seen pictures of
I don't know if I know
people.
any personally, but you can tell, frankly, just their thighs just don't.
The thighs don't match the butt cheeks.
Right. It's like, I have a buddy, he's a super, fitness guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were down in Vegas, and I was like, how can you tell? And he's like, just look at, the muscle structure and everything. He's like, that butt just doesn't.
Ooh. There's a chick I think
or sometimes you see, a small chick with, and you can just tell those are fake boobs. It's like, your body frame just doesn't support those.
Yeah, I think there's a woman with a fake ass last week, right? So a lot of call girls go to the hotel across the street, right? And they're always out there. You can tell they're high dollar, whatever. But she's.
Dude, I did not think about it. That makes more sense because last week, I was like, why is she wearing a prom dress?
That is why
she's going to the prom.
Keep paying more attention to that, and you begin to pick up on it.
Yeah.
All right. So she's out there waiting for a ride. She's obviously serviced whoever she had to service. And I said to Miles, I'm like, this chick has a great ass because I can see her ass from the front. She is facing us, right? And I'm like, she has a great ass. There's no way that thing is real. And when she finally got it turned to the side, I'm like, it's great, but there's no way that's real.
Yes. The reason we asked, what have you done to improve your looks? For a chance that they say youthful complexion, you could slap rendered cow fat on your face, rub snail slime into your wrinkles, or get a salmon sperm facial. Right after micro needling and that treatment.
I just do that for fun, not to look better.
These are things actual people are doing. Influencers, celebrities, everyday consumers alike are touting the youthful glow such animal-derived products bring to their complexion. For some consumers, opting for a product like beef tallow is an international decision to move away from the conventional skincare products typically sold at the drugstore or like a Sephora. Beef tallow, is that where you kind of boil the bones?
It's like the fat, isn't it? That you got under there. I'm not sure if it's
exactly
the fat, but it's.
Is it like if you get beef marrow? Is that the stuff you're scooping out the marrow?
I think so.
But in a liquid form.
But you're right though. To have tallow at home, you got to cook off the fat or whatever.
So cook away the fat, and then whatever kind of goo is left is probably the tallow, I guess.
Yes, yeah. But it's great to cook in.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what I've been putting on my face then.
Well, what about the chicken fat? The grease from the deep fryers? There would always be, there'd be a barrel of it outside of any place.
Because of cosmetic, when I was working in restaurants, it's back in Baltimore, but a company, they were not the cosmetic company, but they were kind of the middleman, and they would go to the different restaurants and say, look, we will pick up your 10, 15-gallon drum.
There's always a different color,
of
blue or something.
But and they sold it to the cosmetic companies, obviously strained out the fish bits and whatever else and mixed it into their makeup things that chicks wore.
Yeah, they say the cosmetic sector long at times quietly depends on animals, much like the agriculture and fashion industry. Way before folks were spending $44, they say, on beef tallow whipped with chamomile. That's chamomile.
Chamomile.
How do you say
Chamomile. Chamomile.
I say chamomile.
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 Chamomile tea.
Chamomile.
Like that sleepy bear.
They say everyday products like hair straightening shampoos featuring keratin. That's from the animal's fur or hooves.
Yep.
Lipstick pigments depend on carmine. Ground up bugs. Anti-aging moisturizers incorporate collagen, which is a protein found in animal hides and fish skin.
You ever seen an old-looking fish? They all look about the same age to me. That's their secret.
That's right. And that's not including animal testing to ensure the safety of ingredients in cosmetics. They say, in reality, many of these beauty trends that claim to be against the toxic nature of mainstream wellness or those touting the benefits of animal-based products are upholding the very industries that are harming our planet. And in turn, it's harming us, which they say is a steep cost for beauty.
Somebody here says a shaved eyebrow. It takes people forever to figure out that something is amiss. I kind of did that once, me and my buddy Leon. I don't remember what our motivation was, but we both shaved an eyebrow because we're young and thought it'd be funny. But then when you look in the mirror, we're like, dude, we got to shave them both off. So it's uniform, but it's not like we told anyone. You're not particularly proud, but you go to the bar and you realize even the regular people you have conversation with, they're just looking at you different because you could tell they're trying to figure out what looks different
just
about
even
them.
people who have alopecia or don't.
Yeah.
Or like Whoopi Goldberg. She just does not have eyebrows. Once you finally figure out what it is about her.
Then you're like, oh.
Then you're like, oh, yeah. No,
I think it looks cool when people have like a line through the eyebrow.
A little shave thing.
Yeah.
Miles was talking about a guy last week. He's like, yeah, he had the line through his eyebrow because he's a fighter. It was
he's a boxer. Because I was like, man, Devin, why do that? He's like, oh, dude, no, I'm boxing, man. I
got punched in the face.
I was like, oh, okay. All right. I won't ask any more dumb questions. More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Navigate the electric revolution and gain insights to electric vehicle manufacturing with Rockwell Automation. Get our free white paper and gain all the insights you need into the electric auto industry and smart manufacturing. Only the agile will survive this metamorphic shift in the industry. So let Rockwell Automation keep you up to speed. Search Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper and download your free copy today. The electric revolution is here and full insights are available for download. Get the Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper today.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring Per-Spare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's Precision Fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider, satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Grant a question, 206-803-ROCK on the fishing tip. Here's the story that inspired our question before we had to go to break.
Yes.
He planned to be gone for 2 weeks. Instead, for 94 days, Maximo Napa floated in the Pacific Ocean without a soul in sight. 10 days after setting out from southern Peru on December 7th, the fisherman was caught in a current and bad weather, which carried his boat, and he lacked a radio beacon out into the high seas. With dwindling supplies, he survived on rainwater, cockroaches, birds, turtles, whatever he could find.
Well, glad he had cockroaches on the boat then.
And he thought of his mother and his 2-month-old granddaughter back at home. It was enough that the 61-year-old man survived a few weeks until Christmas, and then a few months more. Finally last Tuesday, this guy was saved. Again, he went out on December the 7th. An Ecuadorian vessel, some 680 miles off the coast of northern Peru, spotted his boat and pulled him to safety. The Peruvian Navy made the announcement Saturday as Napa was released from a hospital where he'd been reunited with a brother. He'd been found dehydrated in critical condition. However, the Navy port captain said he appeared in good physical condition. He was able to walk off the boat by himself.
Damn.
Napa's daughter said the family never gave up hope on finding him, but Napa's mother...
That's what they say after they find him.
Alina said hope was vanishing. Peru's maritime patrols, they'd searched the coast for weeks without any luck. I didn't want to die, he said, for my mom. I have a 2-month-old granddaughter. I clung to that. In addition to celebrating his miracle rescue, Napa's family plans to hold a celebration in honor of his birthday, which passed while he was at sea. Napa rationed his food and said he was able to eat a small cookie a day, and then went without food for his last 15 days at sea before he was rescued, per the BBC.
I wonder if he ended up in the doldrums. Because I know that somewhere off the coast of South America, I believe it's in the Pacific, so like a lot of the sailors back in the day, when you're on the motorboats, they're like, this is the last place you want to get caught because at certain times of the year, the wind basically just doesn't blow, right? So they would just be adrift. And they call that area the doldrums, and even to this day, people tried to avoid it. I don't know if that's where he ended up, but it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Random.
Hello, Emmett. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
Emmett, welcome to the program. Ran a question. Let's give you this one. Emmett, what would you say? Maybe it's a significant other, a girlfriend, wife, a roommate you had at one point in time in your life. What was the annoying thing that they did at your home? The thing that just drove you nuts?
Well,
What was the annoying thing? Well, I currently live with 4 other people, and we all have our quirks, and I'm not perfect. I do my own things, but I have one roommate that she's significantly smaller than everybody in the house, but she manages to walk like she's like 6'5" and like 400 pounds. And I used to give her crap because she would like, when she leaves in the morning, she would slam the door, and it's like you don't need to close the door that hard. and I eventually gave her enough crap that now she doesn't close the door quite as hard, but she still stomps through the house.
Is that just the way she walks in general?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Now, what do you think they would complain about you? Like, what's the one thing Emmett does, leaving a glass in the sink or whatever?
Probably one of the biggest annoyances I would imagine is I'm a bit of a raging alcoholic, and
okay.
Sometimes I get a little bit out of control.
What's a little out of control if you're at home with the roommates?
Well, there was one time, I haven't done this in a while, but there was one time I had gotten home from a trip, and I got really, really drunk, and like to the point where I blacked out at like 6 p.m. I was doing shots of Everclear.
Ooh.
And apparently I was chasing my roommates around with my testicles out, not my twig, but my berries
Just
were
the berries.
outside of my pants, and I was chasing my roommates around the house.
I don't know how to explain it, man. Somehow that's worse. Just berries with no twig.
Yeah,
It's just
like I said, I'm a bit of a mess sometimes. And like I said, after that, I woke up with a raging hangover, and I was like, you know what, I probably shouldn't do that again.
Now, when they retell this story to you, are they kind of smiling about it, or are they still annoyed?
I mean, last time we talked about it, I mean, I laughed about it because, it is what it is. I don't know if they're still annoyed about it. It's certainly not something, like, super awesome.
Yeah. No one's going to argue that.
Yeah. I had...
it's tough with roommates. I knew somebody that they were at a separate party.
Okay.
Right? They're, like, getting hammered. And the roommate is nice enough to say... Like, the roommate doesn't drink. It's like, you're not that far away. I'll come get you. Now, the roommate has a girlfriend. It's a lesbian couple who is younger. So this person remember, you're getting picked up by your sober roommate. And on the ride home, you decide to tell this person you don't think it's right their girlfriend is 10 years younger. We're talking a 35 and a 25-year-old. And then to make it worse, right? You chew them out the whole way home. They get home, the roommate goes upstairs, her girlfriend's up there. She obviously heard some of the commotion.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, this person got woken up by the roommate and said, you also owe us a new cake. To which they said, why do I owe you a new cake? And they said, we're going to leave. You can open the fridge and figure it out. And this person realized they had stood there in front of the fridge. It was not me. And just took handfuls of cake.
Was it a birthday cake or just a regular cake?
I can't remember if it was
it's got to be for something. Yes, it's got to be for something.
It was for something. But can you imagine it's one thing to steal a piece of a cake because it's noticeable. But, Miles, there's just handprints of somebody yanking cake out.
Yeah, you don't just have a random-ass cake in your refrigerator.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
the roommate had it for something.
And it probably had not been cut into yet.
No, and to their credit, these people are all still friends to this day. But when I hear that story, I just start dying laughing as I know the person, and I'm just like she picked you up.
Yeah,
and then you decided, you know what? I'm gonna let you know what I really think.
And eat your cake.
Yeah,
and eat your cake.
Man, I had one roommate, Joe, and he's a great guy, but he was a large man. He was 6'5" and weighed 285 pounds.
All right.
For that height, he was stacked. He was not fat. He was a football player, played offensive tackle. So Ruthie would go in, and he was a hairy man. I mean, Ted, you don't hold a candle to this guy. But he had a beard trimmer.
All right.
And he had a beard, and he would trim that up almost every day. But he would also trim his body up periodically. And when he would, because I was like, Joe, the sink is clogged. Like, I can't even. The water's not going down the sink
because of your body hair.
Because first I said, man, you got to get the hair off the sink. Just so when I go to brush my teeth, man, it doesn't.
You're not disgusting.
It doesn't look like this. So at one point in time, I don't remember what the deal was. But I had to get up really, really early, and Ruthie had completely. I mean, he'd gone to town on himself the day before. He tried his best to clean off. What he did was he took his hands and he took all the hair and just kind of swept it on the floor. I get out of the shower in the morning. I step on the mat, man, and I pick up my foot, and it looks like I'm wearing a hair sock.
Right.
The bottom, both of the bottoms of my feet are covered in Joe's body hair, pubic hair, facial hair. It's just, and I look down on the rug, which he didn't see, and it's covered like a cat slept on it for weeks. You know, it was amazing just how much of his body hair you would find.
You look like a hobbit.
Yeah, like if you walked inside with wet shoes on, your shoes were covered in Joe's. You couldn't do anything without Joe's DNA being all over you the entire time we lived together. It was,
which is weird because if I shave my head, I clean up the hair on the floor of my bathroom.
Yes,
he was not good about cleaning anything.
I'm guessing not.
But he was never one that says like, "Hey man, we got to clean the bathroom this weekend." That was never Joe. Joe was always like, "Oh man, thanks for cleaning the bathroom."
Yeah,
but he would absolutely total it. But man, you would just be sitting there like, I just washed this T-shirt and
I'm covered in hair.
And in college, you don't have clean laundry often.
No,
and when you do, and you sit down, you're just like, dude. It's almost like we have 3 dogs.
Right.
And you couldn't even walk in the house with socks on.
God, man.
You had to go outside and put your socks and shoes on if you wanted clean socks. If you didn't want
You don't want someone else's hair on you, man.
All over your socks, you didn't do it.
What did the inside of the shower look like? Same thing?
The inside of the shower wasn't bad because he would wipe, he would wash off a lot of the hair. The problem was he clogged the drain like a woman who had 14-inch long hair.
Yeah.
But it was all like when you went to pick it up,
pubes.
It was like you're like taking a dip of skull. It was like all these little.
Well, the shower's tough too. It's like I don't shave in there, but if I use bar soap, there's hair all over the soap.
But at least you live alone. That helps.
But I don't use bar soap.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use a wash rag. But yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like you don't feel those hairs coming out, but they always end.
Never do.
If I go bar to body, it's like then you got to spend time picking the hairs off.
I've asked a bunch of people, what was the weirdest thing you discovered about your partner only after you moved in together? And here are some of the responses. My partner secretly freaks out whenever I'm cooking, and the stove is set any higher than medium-low. If I walk away for a second, he'll go over real quick and turn it down, but he doesn't say anything.
Leave it alone, man. You need it at a certain temperature to cook whatever it is you're cooking.
Mm-hmm. My roommate eats Oreos by taking a tall glass and filling it about 3/4 full of just cookies. Then she fills the glass with milk. She then waits 5 minutes, stirs it all into a slurry, and eats it like soup.
Just make a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just make a milkshake.
I had an ex who would wait until the very last minute to shower and get ready, but refused to use a towel to speed up the process. She'd slather herself in baby oil while still wet and wait for both of them to air dry before even starting her hair or makeup.
What?
Yes. He sleeps like a vampire. Sleeps on his back with his arms straight by his side or folded in a crisscross on his chest every single night. Some nights, he doesn't even change his position at all. I was seriously concerned during the first couple of nights we slept in the same bed that he might be dead. Oh. We wanted to put all the cutlery just straight in the drawer without any divides between the knives, forks, and spoon. He just threw everything into a drawer.
Come on, man. It's a simple fix to make your life easy.
My ex slept with his eyes open. Wow. The first night, I thought he died. The second night, I almost performed an exorcism.
And my mother, when I was younger, her eyes never shut all the way when she was asleep. So, like any mom, she falls asleep on the couch, man. My brother and I would just stare at her like, this is crazy looking, right? I mean, it does look like a horror movie.
I know it's not the weirdest, but when washing dishes, he goes to the bathroom to wash his hands. The kitchen and the bathroom both have hand soap. Another, she doesn't talk in her sleep, but she hums. Sometimes I can make out the tune. Last night it was Pink Pony Club. He was 37, still didn't have a spot or home for his keys and wallet when he got home from work or wherever. He just randomly placed them in two separate spots, never the same spot. Panic ensued every single morning. He could never find anything he owned. Another, he wakes up every night to find something to eat from the fridge while half asleep, and he drops food all the way from the fridge back to the bed and into the bed. Another, my boyfriend essentially needs blizzard conditions to sleep. Ceiling fan, side fan, completely naked, window open. Sometimes he puts an ice pack under his pillow. He also puts blizzard sound effects on his earphones.
Jesus.
When he's sleeping. If I'm there, he also constantly hugs, squeezes, or wraps himself around me.
He actually puts blizzard conditions on his headphones.
Yep. He'll occasionally, usually when I'm not around, to be appalled, eat dry tortellini straight out of the bag when he's reading in bed. Dry tortellini. Oh, here's one. She doesn't close cabinets, drawers, or lids. She'll leave out a jar of anything, jelly, peanut butter, and give the lid a quarter turn, then call it a day if she even gets that far. Wow. He has a snot shirt. When he gets any kind of respiratory sickness, he takes a shirt out and puts it on his nightstand and blows his nose in it during the night. He says it's cheaper than wasting all of the tissues.
Well, sure, but tissues aren't that expensive, man.
Always sets a ton of alarms, none of which ever wake him up, but they wake me up. Another. Every single cup of coffee is left a quarter full around the apartment because he forgets where he put his coffee cup, and he'll just make another. We have a shoe rack. He's never used it. He prefers instead to discard his shoes in a semicircle around the front door like a booby trap for me. His incredible clumsy fiancé, or clumsy. I love him, though. It's a constant risk to walk around my house. I used to have that with my wife. She would put shoes on the steps.
She's trying to kill you. You understand that,
You know,
right?
when you're getting up in the middle of the night to walk downstairs to get a glass of water, whatever the deal. The entire home on the steps was a human booby trap, whether it was dog leashes, whether it was the mail, it was pairs of shoes. When I opened the door to my home, I'd have to push 3 to 4 pairs of shoes out of the way. When I looked down into the entryway of the home, she had 15 pairs of shoes.
And they were all in the entryway?
They were all hers. Every single pair of shoes that she had, she always kept at the door. Which, she took her shoes off. I'll give her that credit.
Sure.
But at the same time,
you could still pick them up and put them somewhere.
I mean, and it wasn't just a pair of shoes. It was a pair of boots that were 3 feet long. Like, just one pair of shoes was just absolutely enormous. And then there were 14 other pairs that were laying around. 3 pairs of new running shoes, 2 pairs of old shoes, dog walking shoes, sandals, boots, you name it, man. It was just a nonstop barrage of crap.
Someone here says, my boyfriend saves boxes from everything. It's so annoying. He said he might need them. He's lived here for 22 years. But you don't need as many boxes as you keep.
Is he right? He's planning on moving?
Yeah, I was like, you plan on moving out? Someone else says, I sleep face down with my arms crossed under my chest. I've been told it's weird. I've always slept like that. Hey, man, you got to sleep however you're comfortable. But yes, that is weird.
Have you ever woken up to the person who does not know which direction the bed is at night? And you go and you look over and there are a pair of feet that are 5 inches away from your face?
Only when my kids would climb into bed when they're little, but otherwise, no. Not an adult.
All right. Yeah, I've had that too. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you okay? What do you mean, am I okay?
Like, how do you flip around?
Yeah, what happened?
And then someone here says, didn't you share an office radio station kitchen with someone and leave shaved pubes in the kitchen? Yeah, but it's because of commercial breaks, right? Yeah, Miles shaved his ass, but we had to go back on the air.
We didn't. Miles did.
Right, but when I went back out there, one of the sales ladies, she's just talking to me in the kitchen. We're small talk about whatever. Then I see her glance into the sink, and her face kind of crumples in absolute disgust. Because picture your average square Tupperware container. It's about half full of water, and then floating on top of that water is a bunch of hair. So she's like, baby, what is that? So I looked in there, and I go, I did not know it was there. And I looked in and said, oh, that's Miles's ass hair. And she knew I was telling her the truth, so she looks at me again. Why is it in the kitchen sink? I said, look, I don't have time to explain. Just don't worry about it. She's like, y'all nasty. And then I'd have to run back to the studio. And she was not pleased.
Nope.
Random.
Hello, Nolan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola. Nolan, welcome to the program.
Random question. All right, Nolan, let's go with this one. Other than pee, poop, vomit, the usual stuff, what else has been in your toilet?
That would be feces.
Well, but other than the regular stuff.
Yeah, I mean, had roommates that flushed drugs because they thought the cops were coming, which was stupid. The cops were not coming. They were paranoid, and we lost drugs. And then with kids, the Barbie doll, because they wanted to find out if she can flush, and they found out about halfway, yes.
Mm-hmm. Ever find anything in your toilet?
Well, no. Maybe a condom, I guess.
All right, well, that's something. You say comic?
Condom.
Oh, condom.
No, condom.
Okay,
Yeah.
again, maybe not the place to dispose of it, but you do what you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fight Club,
Other than my kids' toys, never Barbie dolls, but when it was bath time, they would take their stuff and they would throw it out onto the floor. And occasionally I would walk in and
it's sitting in the toilet.
It's almost like they're playing basketball with the toilet. The problem was that they typically did use the bathroom, not flush, and then get into. Sometimes they would get out of the tub,
go to the bathroom,
get back in the tub, and then I have toys and I have poop, which I have to fish out at the same time because I could not flush that all at once.
Yeah, the only thing, and I'll give my kids credit. They may have been dumb when they were young, but they were very honest. So they came walking into the living room like, Dad, my sister's doll, the Barbie doll, is in the toilet. So why is it in the toilet? They're like, we wanted to see if it could flush. And I said, well, did it? They're like, no. It takes a lot more effort to get that Barbie doll out of a toilet than you would think.
Yeah. Just a quick update on that Air India story from Chicago to New Delhi that had to turn around 5 hours into the flight. Mm-hmm. So they basically went 10 hours and still ended up in Chicago where they took off from. They figured out what a lot of that stuff was. Blankets had been flushed down the toilet. Underwear. Diapers, along with rags, bags of food, clothes, including pants, sweaters, and shirts, were all stuck in the plumbing.
Why do they think they could flush all that on a plane?
How many different passengers do you have on one flight that all go, yeah, you can flush clothes?
8 of the 12 bathrooms were unserviceable due to things that had been flushed down the toilet. More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro. You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Code word, the secret word coming up for Lincoln Park. Tickets on the way at 420. Your chance to see that show September 24th at Climate Pledge Arena. We'll give you that code word. Text that to 206-803-ROCK.
Trade did the text there. You asked a question about what's been in your toilet other than the usual suspects, right? And saying that Air India flight, we thought they had some kind of crappy operation going on. And it's like, no, the passengers are flushing clothing and all the rest of this stuff. This guy says, I work in the engine room for the Washington State Ferries. I list the flush items that I've had to remove after plugging our sewage pumps: underwear, T-shirt, rubber gloves, mop heads, feminine product wrappers, flashlights, hypodermic needles, even an Orca card, which I dropped in the mail to be returned to its owner. I can't imagine that it takes to get a whole mop head to flush.
Oh, man, you don't want to get in there.
Who has a mop? I mean, I would think it's the janitorial staff on the ferries, right? Who else goes on the ferry with a mop?
Yeah.
And then they're going to try to flush a mop head.
Burned into my brain is that Red Festival where I looked down to the toilet and my glasses fell off of my face. And they went straight. I mean, they went. Was
there a pile of Duke in there?
There was stuff on top floating, but the glasses went down below the surface. They were not sticking out. So I definitely had to go in there.
Oh, the glasses sunk under the top.
Oh, yeah, dude. I had to pull my shirt up, my sleeve up, and kind of get in there and find them. And I found them right away, and I pulled them out. And I went, oh, God, man.
Where do you rinse them off?
These are, we had those pump sinks.
Oh, yeah.
They were out by the porta potties. So I took and gave it an initial wash then. And then I went inside to the brewery and went into the bathroom there and turned the hot water on and went after it. Yeah, I got it as clean as I possibly could, but I needed the glasses to be able to see.
I dropped my my first iPhone ever, I believe, but I ended up dropping it in the toilet at the Cincinnati airport. And I really could have used it in that moment based on what was going on. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And if I remember correctly, there was like a payphone in the entire airport, which they pointed it out to me. Then I had to find change, right? So I didn't use the payphone for like 15 years at that point.
Right.
Anyway, so I got everything taken care of, but put it in rice. So I tried all that crap, and it didn't work. But anyway, I think it was Verizon, I guess it was, and I'm like, hey man, I need a new phone. But at the time I'm saying this, the sales guy, he has my phone in his hand going, yeah, it seems dead. I'm like, well, yeah, I dropped it in the toilet. As soon as I said that, he threw it back down on the counter. He's like, don't tell us that, man. I was like, well, no, it's been cleaned. He's like, yeah, seriously, man.
Yeah.
It's like, my bad. My bad.
Random.
Hello, Solomon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Solomon, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. Solomon, in your lifetime, whether it was because of loyalty or maybe you're addicted to something or whatever the deal is, what item have you bought a ton of in your lifetime? What is one product where you can say, man, yeah, I've been on that one for a while?
Cigarettes,
yeah.
beer.
Well, I got a perfect one. I'm 56 years old. I've never had a cup of coffee in my entire life.
You've never had
a cup of coffee?
All right, the opposite.
Yeah, not a single cup of coffee in my entire life. However, I probably spent close to $2,000 on Starbucks coffee cards. The little five. You get 10 $5 ones for $50.
Yeah.
And I always write on the thank you for service and hand them out to police officers and firemen and that sort of thing. But
cool.
yeah, so I spent a ton of money on coffee cards, and I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Really? Why is that? Is it just you don't like the smell of it and said, I don't need to try it, or what?
No, I just don't like the smell of it, so I just figured I'd never try it.
All right. Oh, why are you talking to the cops all the time? What's going on in your personal life? Or that's a necessity. I'll bribe you with this.
What? I tell you, this is the reason why. One time I was out in Mount, what do you call it, Maple Valley, and there's this area in this neighborhood where there's 3 or 4 roads coming to one stop, and anyway, so there's this cop that's kind of parked back up on the road, and I pulled up to him to ask him directions, and he got out of his car with his hand on a service revolver, right, and it dawned on me that as much as I could never do that job, but these guys every day put their life on the line for us, and they don't know, if they're going to go home that night because it could, be a bad call or something.
Yeah,
stuff. It just kind of broke my heart that he had to do that, and so it just, it gave me a lot of respect for police officers, the good ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know, Solomon, if I ever meet you, I'm just going to put my hand on my hip like I have a gun, see if I can get a free Starbucks card out of you.
Well, I went to the parade this weekend and met all you guys.
Oh, no, right on.
Awesome. Did you have a good time, man?
Yeah, actually I did. Although on the way home, my car overheated. I almost got in an accident. I must have caught something there because I've been sick all day.
Yeah, that's not good. Did you get a foam rubber turd from us?
No, I didn't, and I didn't see. Maybe I was because I was in the bar at the saloon, but I never saw you guys on a porta potty float.
Dude, I mean, like I said, we were out there for about 2.5 minutes total to cover the bar.
It was the shortest St. Patty's Day parade.
Yeah.
Well, that bar was so crowded, I never even got in there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, see, I went into the bar at 11:15, ordered my Bloody Mary like one of you guys said you were going to have the other day, and every time I went back outside, I just put it up on top of one of these machines so I could go back in and finish drinking.
That's a good idea.
That is the pro move right there.
That's a good idea. Reese West, what item have you bought a lot of? Do you guys have anything in your mind that you can think of that you...
I mean, there's obviously, as a smoker, obviously, Marlboro Red in particular, because I'm addicted, and that is my brand.
What about back to Starbucks?
Oh, Starbucks, yeah,
Since we've been in
3
Seattle.
times a week. Yeah, but you know what, man? Honestly, I think I've probably, in the 20 years I've been in Seattle, and the 8,000 times I've been in the Starbucks, I've maybe bought 3 cups of coffee. Because everything I get at Starbucks is glorified frappuccinos. I don't even know if there's caffeine in this thing, right? It's kind of like a breakfast milkshake. That's why I cheat the system. But because the first time I had a cup of coffee from Starbucks in Seattle, it was a lot more potent than I was used to on the East Coast, man. And I was buzzing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. And it tastes kind of burnt, too.
Pete's and in Seattle's best at times, too, man. If you got just a drip coffee, you're like, wow, I'm sweating now.
How much money do you think you spend at Ladro?
Ladro, a lot.
That's your go-to.
I mean, it's on the corner of your street.
Right.
It's hard not to.
And now my drink is $9.
Ooh.
What do you get?
I get an iced coffee with caramel cream in it.
Why don't you make coffee at home?
I do. I make a cup before but I get one, that I drink most of the day during work, but I'm still just like, $9. What in the...
God.
What happened, man?
I mean, Starbucks is a lot. I would also put, those 8 packs of soda waters.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I just rifle through those things.
Yep.
Like, literally yesterday, I had 4 in my fridge, and I went to the store to buy an 8-pack, because I knew I'd drink at least 4 last night before I went to bed.
I think right now, the thing I'm probably spending the most money on most frequently, and it's not for me unless I steal one for my kid, are the Snapple peach iced teas. That is his go-to drink, man. I mean, they absolutely, positively love those things. So we just get cases of them, throw them out in the garage, and this kid, he just runs through them.
Yep.
And every once in a while, let's steal one for here. But he always notices. So that's when I have to break out who bought them?
I don't want to know how many losing scratch-off tickets I bought.
Brother, it's incountable.
It is absolutely
I mean, you're right. There's obviously like the Miller Lite or Coors,
sure.
light beers. There's a ton of.
I probably bought gallons of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
I've gone through that.
Yeah.
You know what, honestly, I think, not Mike, but for the 3 of us at least, like you guys are kind of like me. Like I probably go out at least once a week in 7 days and get an order of chicken wings somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good call. But the thing is, the watering hole, so even if I'm not hungry, you would just smell them cooking in the back. I look at the wife like, we can split a dozen, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, why the hell not?
I made a big old package of chicken wings yesterday and boiled them all down so I'd have them and put them in different baggies so I could have individual. So I got like 3
different flavors.
Well, just 3
portions. So to speak.
Exactly. So I put them in the air fryer because if you boil them in salt water, the salt water kind of gets inside the wing and kind of plumps it up a little bit.
Keeps it moist.
Basically, when you're putting it in the air fryer, it doesn't dry out. They're still nice and juicy on the inside, but crispy on the outside. It's the best way I found to make a chicken wing at home so far. Because sometimes I'll buy the bag of pre-frozen Tyson or whatever the deal.
And they're okay. It's just not the same.
They're always soggy on the outside, no matter how long I cook them for. So now I got this method down, man. It's money. The reason we asked, what item have you bought a lot of? 71-year-old Don Gorski. He is from Wisconsin.
Don Gorski.
And he just hit a milestone. You might know him better by his nickname, the Big Mac Guy. He had his first Big Mac in 1972 and loved it so much, he ate 2 more. Then he went back the same day and ate 6 more.
I remember this guy.
So 9 total. He has not stopped. He has averaged 2 Big Macs a day for 53 years. And on Saturday, he hit the 35,000 mark.
Now, is he keeping track of this, or is McDonald's even helping him along? Like, look, you're a Big Mac guy. We'll keep a tally.
Well, he's been keeping the receipts and the tallies. He went and got his 35,000th Big Mac at the same McDonald's where he bought his very first one, which is in, how in the hell do you say that, Fond du Lac?
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. He did hand out commemorative buttons and coupons for a free value meal. He's been open about having OCD and says it's why he's so obsessed with them. He claims they make up at least 90% of his diet.
Jesus.
He does walk 6 miles a day.
Okay, good.
To make up for it. Now, he earned a Guinness Book World Record in 1999 after 15,000 Big Macs. And he takes his record very seriously. He claims he saved every receipt in every Big Mac container.
Every container.
That's how they've been able to count them.
Oh, my God, man.
To make him official. He actually had to dial it back last week to make sure he hit the 35,000 on the nose. In the 3 days leading up to it, he only had one Big Mac a day. But they say McDonald's says, congratulations, Don, on...
Can't believe you're still alive.
35,000 Big Macs. It's a miracle that you're still alive.
So, they did say that.
Yeah.
Right. Even McDonald's is like, whoa.
We don't recommend it.
Well, and we all know, like, Mac sauce is basically Thousand Island, right?
Sure.
So I was telling Mike, I attempted to make Reuben sandwiches at home.
Yeah.
And, like, the Thousand Island I bought, it doesn't even say, I guess it says salad dressing, but it just has a picture on a sandwich on it.
Oh, yeah, really?
Whereas
Not even
usually
salad.
I feel like salad dressing has, like, fake salad. They're at least faking it, like you're using it for salad. Like, we all know ranch is going on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Blue cheese, but, like, I like the Thousand Island I bought just like, yeah, making a sandwich.
How did the sliders turn out?
They're not bad. I told Thrill, I don't think I realized how much corned beef people are using at restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's got to be thicker cut.
Yeah.
Like, I started with just chopping it up, and then the pretzel bun was more, I felt like there was more bun than there was meat.
Okay.
So I made a second one, but I stacked it high. It was much better.
Do you know anyone that uses that dressing on a salad?
I do. I use Thousand Island dressing on a salad at least 4 times a week.
Really?
Yes, that is my go-to salad.
I mean, I'm sure it's delicious.
Freaking love it.
It's a good, yeah.
I know it's not healthy for you. I don't care. I figure I'm still eating the salad. I eat a salad every night. Thousand Island dressing.
Huh.
I have to have that.
I'll be damned.
Oil and balsamic. I'll use that a lot of the times. And I've got typically most of the time, honest to God, I will make my own salad dressing. Just real quick if I want to whip something up, like a sweet and sour or any of that.
Sure. I know my daughter
Caesar.
would use ranch on an actual salad. It always blows my mind. I'm like, you kind of taking my wing dip, baby. She's like, it's salad dressing. I'm like, you're not wrong. I just never equate it to being on a salad.
And I love ranch. It's good on a salad, but I'm with you. If I'm going to get a salad, it's almost always going to be Caesar or like Italian dressing or balsamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I go over to the salad place, I never get like ranch.
Right.
But it's always in my fridge.
You're just never on a salad.
No. And then Miles, kind of like you, there was a girl I dated. She would just make Thousand Island at home. But that was like, if she made salad, that's what she always had.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola.
Hola. Ray, welcome to the program. Random question. Ray, you can answer this one. How has your genitalia gotten you into or out of trouble?
That's the proper response.
Well, yeah, I've made mistakes in my marriage.
Aha. Okay. Are you still married?
Yes, actually, I am, and I am thankful every day.
You didn't get a divorce and lose all your stuff?
Well, yeah, and the fact that maybe she would have cut off my genitalia.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So, how did, if you don't mind me asking, how were your indiscretions found out?
I actually kind of confessed.
You did.
Okay.
Is that because the other party asked, or you volunteered the information?
We were having a rough go of it, and my behaviors were not right, and she picked up on that.
Okay.
She knows me better than I know myself, so.
Do you think in the back of her head she's got a rain checker too?
I think there's definitely reservations, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, reservations.
Okay.
I like
All
that.
right. Well, at least you're still together and you figure out a way to work through that.
Yeah,
you know?
Work it out, man, if you can.
That's the best thing you can do. The reason we asked how has your genitalia either gotten you into or out of trouble, I'm not sure that my genitalia has ever gotten me out of trouble.
No, I mean, I was just trying to go through that. Like, there's a million times it's gotten me into trouble. Any dude can tell you that. But I'm like, got me out of trouble? No.
Yeah.
No. This is not the friend you take with you to court. It wouldn't even be a good character witness.
Mm-hmm. Reason we asked question, a man who claims to have the world's largest penis says his sizable manhood has helped him bed some of the biggest names, believe it or not, in Hollywood. The guy's name is Jonah Falcon. He's 54, and he made a name for himself discussing his genitalia and claims his penis measures 8 inches when flaccid and 13.5 when excited and is thicker than his wrist. He is a New Yorker, and he works as
look at this.
He's an actor as well as a podcast host, and he revealed in a interview that while many are shocked, he has in fact been sought after famous faces and Hollywood giants.
All right.
He told his host, I've slept with celebrities, including Oscar nominees and Oscar winners, but I can't talk about that. I can't even say if it was men or women. It's very limited, so I don't want to narrow it down too far. Just know it's not Meryl Streep. I'll leave it at that.
Didn't think it was.
He added that not all of them are stars of blockbuster films, and many are simply famous faces. Quite a few of them come from England. Here's the thing. A large majority are just very well known. Not necessarily Hollywood, as a matter of fact. A big chunk of them come from the British Isles. And it's not just film stars that have sought him out. Jonah confessed he's also slept with porn stars and received a lot of compliments. He said it's a real compliment when porn actors and actresses say I'm bigger than all the partners that they've ever had. They view me as the biggest, and you have to remember they've seen a lot, so they know. But while the attention is a boost to the Brooklyn native's ego, he said his large penis, which has never been independently verified, has also been frustrating.
Independently verified.
Yeah.
So we just got to take his word for it.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
He confessed he was sick and tired of people wanting to see his penis and said he was often stereotyped as a bad person. He told the morning show host, for some reason, having a 13-plus incher means I'm a bad person, or I'm egotistic, or I'm a porn star, or I'm dumb, or I'm a slut. All those things, basically making it hard for him to get a relationship. He also discussed how his penis has impacted his career and said he has refused to enter into the porn industry, preferring to commit his time to acting in TV shows and feature-length films, but admitted the notoriety has stopped him from being cast. He explained that when producers or directors Google his name, they see articles about his large manhood and have been turned off from hiring him. And his large appendage is something that Jonah says he has battled with his whole life. He told Rolling Stone magazine that at the age of 10, he caused a stir in school after his peers saw his penis for the first time while he was changing in a bathroom stall. He also revealed that he had his first sexual encounter with an 18-year-old after a neighbor arranged for them to meet. By the time he was 13, Jonah claimed his penis had grown to 9.5 inches, and that after attending college, his notoriety then spread. By the age of 25, he had already been on more than 1,500 dates. Now, despite declining to enter into the adult industry, Jonah has claimed to have received money in exchange for pictures of his genitalia and for sex with interested individuals. He confessed he accepted $500 to pose in his underwear for a series of photos for one woman and was paid a whopping $1,000 to have sex with someone, adding that it all just feeds his ego. While some are impressed, and have even paid Jonah for a glimpse, just of a glimpse of his penis.
How much would you take for a glimpse? $50, $100? I just want a glimpse.
Yeah. I mean,
give me a 50.
Oh, somebody's going to pay me to see mine?
Yeah, just a glimpse.
I'd say a beer.
A beer?
Yeah. Beer shot. I'd be good with it.
I want a full round.
He said he's conscious that not everyone is excited to see it, and he often wears baggy clothes to hide the bulge. According to Jonah, who is bisexual, another downside to having a big penis is that men and women are sometimes only interested in him for his big penis. He also said he's experienced lightheaded spells when he gets excited, though he does not believe that it's linked to his size. Now, according to Healthline, the average man is between 5 and 5.5 inches, and that's when excited, while the average length of a flaccid one is about 3.5 inches.
All right.
His is 8.5.
Good God, man.
Yes.
Terrible life.
Coming up, we have your code word, the secret word for tickets to see Lincoln Park. At 4:20. And we've got your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
Navigate the electric revolution and gain insights to electric vehicle manufacturing with Rockwell Automation. Get our free white paper and gain all the insights you need into the electric auto industry and smart manufacturing. Only the agile will survive this metamorphic shift in the industry, so let Rockwell Automation keep you up to speed. Search Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper and download your free copy today. The electric revolution is here, and full insights are available for download. Get the Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper today.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at danner.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Lincoln Park, September 24th, Climate Pledge Arena. Your chance to win those tickets right now. The secret word is closer.
And you remember.
Closer. CLOSER. Text that now to 206-803-ROCK. If you want to go check out Lincoln Park there. By the way, we have tickets all this week for you on the Rock. The lovely Jolene's got some tonight. Daily Migs will have them all morning long. Ryan's got them as well, and we do in the afternoon. So plenty of chances for you to try to win, but closer right now. Text that word to 206-803-ROCK. Okay, do we have time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com?
You've got mail.
All the Michelos, please wish my youngest bro, Alex, a very happy big 30th birthday. He is spending his dirty 30 in Vegas, living his best single life. So how about some turtle sex, Thrill Shotgun Gets, a Kevin Hart Dam, and the Dirty Germans describing St. Patty's Day in Vegas. Maybe a pep talk from Coach Ted about living it up. Rock on, bitches. That from his favorite sister, Savannah.
Get.
Damn.
Get. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day for your birthday in Vegas. Make sure you get your prostitutes with the green vaginas. You get a discount.
Yeah, they do that deal every year.
Yeah.
You can even get the short little ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, leprechaun sex.
Yeah, it's a gold mouth.
Those are grills.
I mean, I don't know what I can tell you here, all right? I mean, you're in Vegas. It's St. Patrick's Day. If you need Coach to get you fired up, you shouldn't be in that town, son. But you're already on the starting five of the Final Four. You're going, Coach, I need some excitement. Right? You're in Vegas on St. Patrick's Day. You can't find the energy to get up then. Go home. Shut it down. Party, it's not for you, son.
Be careful of whiskey, D.
Oh, you know what? I bet there's less babies made on St. Patrick's Day.
Why, as a result of the whiskey?
I shouldn't say that. My family, we kind of go into the rut.
Oh, yeah?
Most of the Smith kids are born in December, early January.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And as we were leaving the parade, I made a comment. My buddy went, God damn it, you're in the rut again. I go, what do you mean? I'm just saying she wasn't attractive, but I wanted to do stuff to her. And he's like, that's what I'm talking about.
The rut. Guys, what's better than St. Patty's Day? Cody Prince. It's his birthday. Cody's a pretty damn good man and a very good aeroplane mechanic. These days, he works on airplanes mostly through a phone and a computer, wearing dress pants and shoes, though. He has moved up in the world. Please have the Dirty Germans remind him how great it actually is to get your hands dirty and handle your tools every now and then. And maybe Coke Ted to tell a man in his early 30s of the good spots in Renton to go for shenanigans. Thanks, you guys, for putting smiles on our faces. Here's to another 20 years in the men's room and at least another 20 years of Cody. That from West Seattle, Josh.
Yeah, it's good to hear that you work on airplanes. It is good to get your hands dirty. I'll tell you what, tonight, find a place to find yourself a good landing strip.
Yeah. So, hopefully it's one of those little comfortable little patches that you can just cruise in on.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's kind of like the rough in the golf you play.
They don't call that golf rough.
They don't call that now. I don't know if Coke Ted can help you out here. There's no pro Coke places in Renton. There's a few places I like to go, and I just do it in the bathroom. Now they know I'm going to get banned. Let's start with if you like German beer. God damn it. The Berlander pub is a nice pub to go to.
Very cool.
I know. So, I don't want to call out these places Coke Ted.
You think they're not going to be packed tonight?
Berlander should be good. What was I going to say?
It's hard to do Coke in the bathroom when it's that packed, though.
Mm-hmm. They typically have a jug band playing anyway most of the time.
Spot, like that's an old school area down there. I'm trying to think. Miles, you go down there. Where's the place with wings you like?
Burnett's.
Burnett's, yeah.
You know me. I like Burnett's. I like Melrose Grill because they have a really good steak, and it's one of the oldest
but that's like a
steakhouses in town.
steakhouse.
Yeah, I know. It's not
He's
really
going out to raid.
It's
Damn,
got that
man.
feeling of an old tavern steakhouse.
But is that what you're looking for? St. Patty's Day and it's your
A
birthday?
good steak on my birthday?
Yeah, but he's also going to be doing cocaine. He won't be hungry.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Miles.
Ah.
Well, I do declare, this one says. Smokey McReefer up here. What's up, guys? Want to give a shout out to my homeboy, Terry. He should be 34 this year, but I haven't seen him since that random grown man threw him in a pool at the Days Inn over in Wenatchee back in the 5th or 6th grade. So, can he get the Dirty Germans on what he should do with his 1% body fat? And some advice from Coke Ted. Can't get enough of the show. No one does it better. Make sure you get your measles vaccination, yo.
Measles.
That from Julius.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we're going to do if your name is Terry. Today I plan on wearing what we call terry cloth.
Yeah, it's this 1% body fat. I wouldn't wear anything.
Yeah, 99% sex.
Certainly not a shirt. Do a line, kid! Hiya! All right, 1% body fat. Sounds like you've been doing coke for a while, dude. Also hitting the gym. Willing to say that you probably missed leg day on those tiny little toothpicks. Well, go out there and do what you do on these weekends with your 1% body fat. Swinging that big old hog around. Get out there and go to town. Damn.
Oh, my God.
Ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
Coke and St. Patty's Day Monday just doesn't seem like a good combination.
No, it really or a
Well,
great
with that said, you know it's happening right now.
guarantee.
You're right.
And
I
also-
thought the weekend was mostly St. Pat's, and then people keep hitting me up. What are we doing tonight? I'm like,
People
Jesus.
also started at 1 o'clock this afternoon, more than likely.
I think what you mean to say is today will seem like a bad idea, but right now it's a great idea.
I have a buddy whose birthday is St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I think he has just let it known in his business for years. He's just like, I don't work on the 18th. And like him
That's
and his
a smart move, man.
I can guarantee you, I know what bar he's sitting at right now. They have been there all freaking day.
Well, people do, man.
People
Everybody's got
come
their thing.
in and out.
Opening day, people do that.
Yep,
It just
yep,
depends
yep.
on the day, what you're interested in.
That's for sure.
That's the day you take off. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. Let's get a contestant on the line now. For your guess is as good as mine at 206-803-ROCK. Couple extra emails while we get a contestant. Yeah. What was on fire? Hola, guys. I missed a great day to call in, but catching up on the Odyssey app. What was on fire? My house when I was 8 years old. What started it? Me. Sorta. Had cleaned out the fireplace 2 days before. My dad had me put ashes in the trash. Those melted down and lit the house on fire. Oh. My dad's Vietnam spidey sense woke him up in the middle of the night, and we all got out. It was February, snowing, 2 a.m. But when we walked around the house and could see the garage in flames, we didn't need our blankets. The heat was too intense. House, total loss. All the cats and dogs made it out. We rebuilt there, and even today, 40 years later, if you're digging in the yard, you can still find charred bits of wood. Cheers and happy 20, guys. That from Tony.
Speaking of fire, man, I don't know what the hell's going on around the world. So, wake up this morning, someone in Germany set someone on fire on the train.
All right, a little aggressive.
About an hour later, someone in New York City lit someone on fire.
Yes.
Apparently, this is the new thing that you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you shoot people, sometimes you stab them, sometimes you get in a fist fight. No, apparently today, St. Patty's Day, like, if you really have a conflict, light them on fire.
Yeah, I was trying to see if that was like the train that we were on south of Munich, and it was not. It was like one up at the top, but the picture of it looked exactly like how we got home that night from the game. Oh, one more. Would you steal? All the boys, your friendly U.S. ambassador to Algonia here. Catching up on the podcast on the Odyssey app, heard the question about what I might have stolen from a bar or restaurant. When me and the family moved into our residence at the embassy here, we were gifted a steak knife from the only Longhorn steak house in all of Algonia. So while we didn't steal it, we use that knife every day. It's far and away our best knife for meal prep, for serving, for anything. Tried to buy some new ones online, but they were knockoffs and just didn't cut as well. Only the real deal will do. That from Thomas, U.S. Ambassador to Algonia. All right, coming up at 5:08, we will drink a toast with a shot of the day. But first, a little time for Your Guess is as Good as Mine. It's an easy game to play. We get a contestant on the line. You pick from one of two categories. And see as many as you can get right in the said category before 3 strikes, and you're out. Steve, who is playing Your Guess is as Good as Mine.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Dave, welcome to the program. Your guess is as good as mine. Dave, I know you know the show and how the game is played. Our categories today, we have the top 10 Girl Scout cookie flavors. And we have the top 10 most favorite pies in America. So, Dave, do you want to go for the Girl Scout cookies, if you have that knowledge, or do you want to go with the top pies in America?
Let's go with pot pies.
You want to go with pies? Okay, that sounds good. We're doing this in honor of Pie Day, which happened a few days ago. Instacart just revealed its most ordered pies on the platform. And not surprisingly, 10 are the popular ones that you know and love. So, Dave, you know the game is played. Try to get as many right in the pie category before 3 strikes, and you're out. So what's your first guess here on Your Guess is as Good as Mine?
Cherry pie.
She's my number 4 on the list, Dave. You are correct.
I'm glad they changed the lyrics. She's my number 4 on the list.
Mm-hmm. Cherry pie, 8%. Said that is their favorite pie. Okay, 1 and 1.
We're gonna go apple pie.
Apple pie is the number 1 pie.
Yeah, baby. Is it number 1?
29% of all pie deliveries in the United States are apple pies.
I mean, they say it's American as apple pie.
Yep. That's my favorite at Sherry's. You ever been to Sherry's? Got a piece of pie? I know it sounds like an old man thing to do, but
it is an old man thing to do, or a child thing to do with an old man.
Yes, but apple pie and a cup of coffee, I've done that for breakfast before. Guilty as charged. Delicious. All right, Dave, you're good on apple and cherry pie.
We're going to go with my favorite, which is peach pie.
Peach pie? Seriously, you like peach pie?
Seriously, I do.
That's number 9 on the list. Wow. 3% of Americans love peach pie, predominantly, obviously, in the Southeast.
I've had peach cobbler. Is that the same thing?
Correct. I feel like
it is the same.
No. Oh. I've had peach cobbler. Never had peach pie, but cobbler's different because it's mixed in with it, and it's like cooked a little
Right.
I just feel like if peach is involved, it's always a cobbler. Like, I've actually never heard of peach pie.
Okay. Now, they did break this down into different types of categories. So Google Trends looked at the most searched easy and gourmet pie recipes, and they broke it down by the favorite in each state. This is not on the list, but in the easy category, chicken pot pie, that's the most popular form of pie in the Midwest, period, more so than anything else.
So are there savory pies as well on this list?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all savory. In California, shepherd's pie is big in Florida, New York, and out west. In a few states, believe it or not, although it did not make the top 10, to give you a little clue here, Dave, peanut butter pie, which is fantastic.
It is.
Peanut butter
pie. Oh, dude. If you like peanut butter, it's money.
Yep. And as far as the gourmet, which is also not on the list, Dave, keep that in mind. California, Alaska, North Carolina, they all love coconut custard pie.
No, thank you.
But believe it or not, outside of the savory ones, chicken pot pie and shepherd's pie
that
are
makes
the
sense.
ones that are delivered the most. Okay, so far, Dave, you're right on apple pie being number 1, cherry pie being number 4, and peach pie being number 9. There are obviously 7 left, and you have no strikes against you.
I'm glad you told me about the savory pie, but let's go with lemon meringue pie.
Lemon meringue pie is number 5.
Damn.
6% of the people who order pies like a lemon meringue pie. Okay, there's one kind of close to that, Dave.
I can guess.
Very regional. East Coast tends to like it more, dealing with where you find the
Mike doesn't like it. Correct?
Necessary ingredients, so to speak.
I'm going to guess the key lime pie,
it's
brother.
the state pie of one pie for sure. That's basically what they're known for as far as their most popular unique food item.
Let's go with chocolate cream pie.
That would be number 7 on the list. The old chocolate pie. 4% of people like that. That is, in fact, a cold pie.
Cold pie.
Cold pie. Basically, it's just pudding.
That when my mom made it, it was just pudding in a pie crust.
That's exactly what it was.
My brother
with Cool Whip on
right,
top.
but my brother loved it, so we had chocolate pie at almost every holiday. But like I remember being like, "It's just pudding with."
Some people sprinkle nuts on it.
Yeah, they roll it.
Some people are crazy.
Wild folks.
I think Thrill just said key lime pie. Let's go with that.
That's number 8 on the list, Dave. You're doing a hell of a job there. 1, 2, 3,
I get a
4,
feeling, Dave, you're a pie fan.
5, 6, Dave. You've got 4 left and no strikes. So far, you're correct with apple pie at number 1, cherry pie at 4, lemon meringue at 5, chocolate pie at 7, 8 key lime, and peach pie is number 9.
I think we're missing a massive one around the holidays.
Yeah, pumpkin pie for sure, man.
Let's go with shepherd's pie.
Okay.
No, not on the list.
Dave, I like a shepherd's pie, a cottage pie, but why not go with like pumpkin or pecan? Pretty popular pies.
Let's go with pumpkin.
Let's do pumpkin. Number 2. 23% of the pies ordered on Instacart are, in fact, pumpkin pies. All right, Dave, 1 strike against you. You've gotten 7 out of the 10. There are 3 pies for you to eat.
I wonder how many of those are Costco.
Let's go with that pecan pie.
Number 3, 9%. All right.
Delicious.
Now you're talking. You got the top 5. All right, Dave, there are 2 pies for you to eat.
Somebody mentioned another savory pie besides shepherd's pie, and I forgot what it was.
Is there, Miles? I thought you said savory pies weren't on this list.
I did say that.
Okay, right. So there's no savory
I
pies.
said it 3 times. I figured that was enough of a clue.
I would think some of the other classics would be like a blackberry pie or
Sweet potato, maybe.
Boysenberry pie, berry and berry pie.
Chicken pot pie.
No savory. Just Jackson.
No, I'm giving it no. I had to tell you 4 times, Dave.
All right, Dave, remember, it's sweet. It's got to be sweet.
All sweet. Dessert pies.
Yeah, sweet.
Oh. All right, let's go with blackberry pie.
Sorry, Dave.
All right, not a bad run, Dave. You got,
He was on fire. Fell apart there.
You got 8 out of the 10. You
Fourth
guys
quarter.
I'm going to throw in sweet potato because I
That's
love
number
sweet potato.
10.
Is it on there?
Yeah. Sweet potato
Excellent.
pie
I
is
still
number
have yet to have a sweet potato pie, but doggone it, I want to try one.
Dude, just try. Look, if you don't like it, you won't like it.
You guys
I
are
just
missing.
don't know where to go to get
You
one.
guys are missing one fruit pie that's a little bit more popular.
Like a blueberry pie?
Blueberry pie is it? Yeah, that's number 6. So the top 10 pies in America. You have sweet potato pie at 10, peach pie is 9, key lime pie is 8, 7 chocolate pie, blueberry pie 6, 5 lemon meringue, 4 cherry, 3 pecan, 2 is pumpkin, number 1 apple pie.
There's one from the text that, honestly, a couple people are texting it in, and it's a crime that it's not on this list. The strawberry rhubarb pie.
Okay, I keep seeing the text come in. I have never had it, but people that like it swear by it.
My mom actually, like, I know everybody does the strawberry rhubarb, but my mom could make just a straight rhubarb pie, and that was so doggone good, dude. Like, usually it's a little bit too tart.
Yeah.
That's why people will throw in the strawberry, but doggone it, man. I swear by that pie.
What are your top 2 pies? Top 2.
Definitely, if my mom was making that strawberry pie, that rhubarb pie, 100% I'm in on that one. And then just, honestly, a classic apple.
I'm taking
Okay.
sweet potato and pecan, without question.
Well, I love a pecan pie. I love pumpkin pie. But have you guys ever had like a banana cream pie or a coconut cream
They're
pie where they put the
okay.
vanilla wafers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was from my
But what about,
childhood.
like,
man.
banana
Mississippi mud pie.
What about Boston cream pie?
Boston
I just don't like the
pie.
cream.
I love those.
You don't like the Bavarian cream?
I don't, man.
How about to get louder? You don't like? How do you not like
Coach
it?
Ed's I still don't like it. Coach Ed.
Jesus.
I've only ever found it in donut form. I've actually never found a Boston cream pie.
And they sell them everywhere.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the
Chocolate
Bavarian
frosting,
cream.
that little yellow bread, and then
It's not the
Cake?
worst thing. I just feel like the main ingredient could be a little better.
As much as my
all.
grandmother baked pies, and she bakes them for every single holiday, regardless of anything, I thought I knew every single fruit pie that's available to man until we moved out here, and I had Marion Berry pie for the first time. And I'm like, first of all, obviously, Marion Berry was a mayor of Washington, D.C. That's how I knew
Who was
Marion
busted
Berry.
on for crack and
All right.
prostitution.
But I did not know it was an actual berry.
set them up.
I didn't either.
So
I
didn't know
honestly
it was a
didn't.
person.
we got out
Right,
here.
I know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like somewhere across the Mississippi, the lines got blurred on Marion Berry.
Yes, they did.
Like, do you know the pie, the official pie of Washington State?
No.
It's got to be an apple pie.
All right.
I don't
you're
know.
asking
To be honest
who's
with you,
gonna
Well,
know.
like, because Maryland, it's Smith family cake.
What is that?
Like, it's got to be at least 7 layers of like yellow cake with chocolate
I
frosting.
know.
in
Okay,
it.
yeah. I didn't realize that was the name of
But
it.
like I guess every state has its own particular pie or cake that it's like its thing of the state.
we do not have an official designated state pie like some other states. But let's say a popular and fitting dessert for the Evergreen State is a Rainier cherry and apple pie.
Okay, that makes sense.
With potato chip crumble.
Coming up at
Potato chip.
5:08, we will drink and toast with a shout of the day on St. Patty's Day.
Hey.
Yeah, you're listening to the Men's Room.
Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. we've done your homework.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here in minutes at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Singapore has banned a certain Malaysian coffee after they found an ED drug in it.
Okay.
Why'd they ban it?
I don't know why the drug's in there. Like, does it enhance the flavor?
I don't know if it's a natural thing that comes from the beans or if that's something they added on there to make it,
could be.
Marketable. Right?
Drink your coffee, I get direction.
If I can just get a regular old pack of coffee, or I can get that pack of coffee, why not get that pack of coffee?
You need a pep in your step as well as in your Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Try our coffee.
You need a pep in your Peter.
Whole body vibration as an exercise has been shown to produce similar metabolic levels as traditional treadmill exercises.
Do you remember, Mike, are you old enough, they had these machines back in the day that you put a quarter in, right? And there was this big band that was probably
The
15
strap
to
over
60.
there?
Yep. You put it around you.
Yeah, it
just shake you.
Then
you turned around and did it the front, back, they basically just shook the fat.
I only ever saw it in like pop culture shows and cartoons and whatnot, but I never knew anybody that used it. I never saw advertisement for it, but
It was
growing
the
up
same
was like,
generation
what adults
of,
do.
The towel dispensers were actual cloth that you would pull down.
Oh, God.
And they would come and take those and then wash them.
Because you want to dry your hands on a damn cloth that other people have dried their hands on.
Yeah. Well, you got a dry area, but,
And just shake the
it's
fat
almost
right
like,
off you.
like a linen company would come and just pick up those things.
That's nasty. This headline says that all no further research necessary. Quote, think twice before you smear beef tallow and salmon sperm on your face. I feel like we covered that earlier today.
I would say more than twice.
Think more than twice. Yeah, right. Rethink a little bit more than just the decision if you're considering smearing beef tallow and salmon sperm on your face.
Think about it until you agree to not do it.
Correct.
That would be my luck. Keep thinking about it, then when you decide this is a bad idea.
It's like I get it. We're all trying to find the fountain of youth, as it were.
Sure.
And we're trying to do right by our bodies and try to be healthy and all
Without
that.
exercising or a good diet what's the shortcut?
But
right?
once you decide, like I'm a go for this, like where's the line?
Right.
Yeah. At what point are you just believing what anybody says and just throwing it on your face?
Yeah. I mean, we're in a kind of a tough spot, too, where there's a lot of stuff people don't believe.
Absolutely.
So then you tend to believe other stuff. And some of the, also supplements and that kind of stuff is just a weird realm.
Yeah.
It's not really relegated or regulated.
But a lot of times, they'll say, like, well, this is one of the ingredients and something that you do use.
Sure.
That's proven to work. And you're like, but there's probably a reason there's other ingredients with it.
Correct.
And there's some that have already been proven to be effective on your skin, whether it's external or internal. So if you have crow's feet or you have bags under your eyes, the Hollywood secret was Preparation H.
Yeah.
Because that shrinks your finger.
And that makes sense, yeah.
And the backside, when you have...
tightens the skin, as it were.
Correct. So they, bags, hungover, crow's feet, Preparation H, just a little bit.
Really?
Yes.
But that's one of those things that's like Ozempic. Like, it's here for a specific purpose, but yes, it can also do other things for you. Preparation H, tighten your skin. That's what it does.
Right. A very small amount, too.
Tesla's autopilot feature recently failed a test of camera versus, is it called LiDAR?
LiDAR.
But it ran right into a Wile E. Coyote-style painted wall.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So basically, they just had this wall that's, a painted canvas that looks like it can just keep on going.
So that's the problem with a camera.
Boy, I hope I never
LiDAR.
run into one of those.
Well, they're all over the place, Miles.
Yeah, I know. Look out. Well, no kidding.
You failed the test of a thing you'll never drive into.
Yes.
44% of Americans don't know that raw milk is less safe than pasteurized milk.
Why do you think they pasteurize it?
All right. Because there was stuff in there that we need to get out.
Right, that was their thing. Like, well, it comes from a different animal.
Right. For the most part, it's all good, but there's bird flu in there. So
all kinds of things, right? So
maybe take a second.
It's kind of like washing your vegetables before you eat them, sort of thing.
Correct.
Right? There's a small step we take to kind of eliminate the inherent threat.
Sure. Right. And there's something to be said for, the natural immune system and all that.
But you're not a cow.
Correct.
If it were human breast milk, I'd be like, hey, drink up, man. But
and if it truly wasn't a problem, they wouldn't pasteurize the milk.
What I think, look, there is some bonuses, I think, to drinking raw milk, but also you got to be somewhere where you can get it safe. Like, it's straight from that cow and stuff. I mean, I think part of the reason we started pasteurizing milk was because it was so hard to keep milk okay.
Sure, as we're shipping it across the country.
Yeah, and it's an industry.
Right, correct.
That's all. If you have your own cow, you're probably okay.
It's like the cheese caves.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they had to buy all that cheese, see if there's cheese caves now.
That's right. Cheese cave. That's just a weird thing that we actually have that's a reality in our society. Cheese caves.
Mm-hmm. Right, and they give almost all the cheese to, like, pizza places. That's why it ends up everywhere on your pizza.
That's right.
Even in the crust.
A giant African land snail was just captured in a New York park.
Do you see how big that thing was?
Oh, it's massive, dude.
Yeah. And we don't know how it got there. And I'm probably bought an airline ticket.
You can hold that thing in your hand if you spread your palm as wide as it can go, and it will still just flop over the sides.
Oh, yeah. And they said it has, like parasites and all this stuff?
Correct. So first it's just going to eat all the plant life in whatever ecosystem that it's at, because I don't know if it's not in Africa, but it sure as hell is over here, and they love it.
Oh, yeah.
And then, there's a parasite that apparently causes, like, meningitis.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't know what that was.
Well, the good news is I typically don't handle snails, certainly not huge ones.
No kidding. Well, and you also figured out, just with your daughter having them, that snails... Man, screw rabbits. Like, snails just start crapping out babies,
ourselves.
dude. That's right. They just
we
start
don't
cranking
need
out
help. You're right. I did discover that.
That's right.
Like, why are there babies?
How's that going?
The process has slowed down.
All right.
So I don't know what motivates a snail to do that. If it's just, the need for procreation or whatever. So she had her, or his, I don't know what snails, the initial explosion of baby snails. And maybe Mama Snail looks around and says, man, they don't do so well. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Or she's going to do it even more. I don't know, but it seems to be somewhat under control now.
I mean, can you take the snail to a vet and, castrate it?
I never thought about that, Mike.
Castrate
I'm
the snail.
The problem is if you have all these crazy exotic animals as pets, just don't let them go into the wild.
Correct.
That's all.
Right,
Take
right.
them someplace where, like, kids can check them out or whatever. Like,
and if you're done with them, find somebody that can take them to a different purpose, dispose of them properly, whatever.
Just Google, where do I take my snail?
Right, call Pet Solutions. Like, don't just throw that thing outside. It causes a much bigger issue. Let's not do that. Harvard has announced that it'll be tuition-free for families making less than $200,000 a year.
Now, keep in mind, before you get excited, your kids still have to be smart enough to make it in
I'm
Harvard.
about to say, they still have to be accepted to Harvard.
Right. I'm just like, okay.
Which has been known to be exclusive even for those families who make over $200,000 a year.
So this does not affect my family.
It's more about who you know.
Yeah, the
versus
hard
what
part
you
is
know.
getting in.
Yeah. But hey, good news that if you don't make enough, which I'm sure they'll just be flooding those gates.
I mean, look, I love my kids, but you're still not going to Harvard,
Right,
man.
it's not going to happen.
I'm going to say that, though. I didn't go to Harvard. My parents couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But I'm not lying.
No, you're not wrong.
It, man.
You're not wrong.
But, but it gives off the impression that's why I didn't go.
It's the only reason why I didn't go.
If you say it's the only reason, then you're lying.
Right.
If I say, part of the reason, man, my parents just couldn't afford it. What was the other part? There was no effing chance they would have accepted me.
Yeah, exactly.
A new study found that people who sleep poorly are more likely to believe conspiracy theories, like Ted didn't go to Harvard because his parents couldn't afford it.
I slept like crap last night.
That's right.
It's the only reason I couldn't go.
That's it, man.
Yeah. Now I'm just a guy drinking in Cambridge.
I'm going to make you guys relive your childhood just a little bit, so I want to play a bit of a game.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 of the best opening lines from children's books. Here is one that I think we'll all remember reading when we were wee little angels. The terror which would not end for another 28 years, if it ever did end, began, so far as I know or can tell, with a boat made from a sheet of newspaper floating down a gutter swollen with rain.
Oh, yeah.
My mom used to read this to me to help me fall asleep. That, dear listener, is the opening line from Stephen King's It. I do so love clowns.
That explains so
It's not,
much.
but it's not that kind of book, right? We're guessing on.
Oh, of course. No, these are children's
These
books.
are actual children.
These-
He
yeah.
was a different kind of child.
Right, he's just a psychopath that he got read it like
You
every
met
night.
him.
Yeah.
It's a long damn book to read every night.
read me it, but do the voice.
But do the voice, mommy.
You got to always do the same voice.
Exactly. Dang it, George. So I'm going to give you guys the opening line to the children's book, and you have to guess what the book is.
And these are standard children's books that everyone's
Standard
heard.
children's
All
books
right.
that you have heard of. So how about this one? I'm going to start decently easy here, but Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
All right.
and the Sorcerer's
Oh,
Stone.
wow.
So there we go. We're off and running. So that's going to be the. That's,
I just
that's
know
gonna be how that
Privet
works.
Drive, yes.
Right. Really, you knew Privet Drive over Mr. and Mrs. Dursley?
The name meant nothing. When you said Privet Drive, I'm like, okay.
There were so many kids that read that and knew that they lived at number 4 Private Drive right up until the movie
Privet.
came out. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh, that's just an E, isn't it? Okay. Privet Drive.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Here we go. The next one. Once upon a time, there was a dear little girl who was loved by everyone who looked at her, but most of all by her grandmother. And there was nothing that she would not have given to the child. Once she gave her a little cap of red velvet, which suited her so well that she would never wear anything else.
Little Red Riding Hood.
So she was always called Little Red Riding Hood.
All right. All right.
It's a terrifying story to tell children.
That's how they opened it.
left.
And she left later.
Mima was eaten by a wolf.
Right? And it's one of those things where I just kind of accepted it when I was a kid. Like, no, Grandma got swallowed whole, and then the kid got swallowed whole. Which, side note, there's a lot of room in that wolf tummy.
Do they really address that, or it's just, as I recall the story, Little Red Riding Hood shows up Grandma's house, and the wolf's just there.
Correct.
Saying what the wolf said. They never said, like, side note, the wolf clearly has eaten her grandmother.
If you're in Bellevue, don't read that book to your kids this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, no
Because, I
kidding.
mean, it's not a wolf, but a coyote.
Yeah, no kidding.
They finally killed that other one. But, man, you want to talk about... Can you imagine being 4 years old and being drug out of your garage by a freaking coyote?
When I was
sorry,
a
that's going to stay with you for a while.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was legit a cartoon of Little Red Riding Hood. And yes, Grandma got ate, Riding Hood got ate, then the woodsman came over, and he had the little scissors that he was going to use to cut them out of the wolf and then replace it with rocks.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it was a savage story.
Cut him out of the wolf.
Yeah, cut him out. Next book. All children, except one, grow up.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Damn it.
Got it.
All right, Ted.
Well done.
That's just figuring it out, right? All children. He just never grows up.
Never grows up, yeah.
Right. But you know what? He
Why
also
not?
had the Lost Boys because he's in Neverland. You don't grow up when you're in Neverland.
So if I go to Neverland, basically you stop aging whatever age you go to Neverland?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
It'd be a little weird if you went now.
Why? You don't want to get
What?
older. I'm closer to death than freaking Peter Pan. Like Neverland.
No,
would
but
be
it's a bunch of kids than you.
Well, I mean, like, don't bug me, guys.
It's called Captain Hook, man.
Isn't Neverland at Disneyland?
Yes.
I've been there.
Is Neverland at Disneyland?
I believe it is.
Time stood still. I didn't get any older.
All right. Good work. Good work. One sunny Sunday, the caterpillar was hatched out of a tiny egg. He was very hungry. Oh, come on. Did nobody read this book?
Is this the little caterpillar or something like I feel like
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
all right, I recognize
Never heard
the
of it.
cover of the book, but I can't I don't remember the story.
I loved that book when I was a
The
kid.
Very Hungry Caterpillar.
The Very Hungry
I have
Caterpillar.
no idea.
Hungry for love.
Oh, it's a classic one. Miles,
Very hungry.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar. You've at very least seen this cover. It's
You'll probably see the cover and go,
It's in
"Ow."
every elementary school nationwide.
Yes, it is.
Huh.
Can you guess the children's book from the first line?
Oh, yeah, you're right, Mike. I recognize that
Yep.
caterpillar
There you
now.
go. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in
Madeline.
2 straight lines. Madeline, well done there.
I don't even know what is this story about.
A little French girl.
Yeah.
I was going to say Caillou.
It's kind of the Caillou level, you know. And there was actually a TV show that I'm pretty sure was the same animator as Caillou. Just by basically looking at it myself, I'm probably wrong, but I'm just going to throw that out there. But it was basically just her adventures. But she got into the trouble that she got into. She always got into trouble.
It's also a delicious, underrated little cookie.
Madeline?
The Madeline?
Yeah.
I don't know what a Madeline cookie
It's
is.
kind of like that little lemon bread one that looks like a shell. You never had
Oh,
a
yeah, I
Madeline?
know what you're talking
yeah,
about. I didn't realize
okay.
that was the name.
Yeah, there you go. Well done, Ted. You get them at coffee shops all the time.
Correct.
Hell yeah. Okay, can you guess the children's novel? These 2 very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Which book dealt with the
Willy
bucket
Wonka?
family? Yes,
All
Charlie
right.
and the Chocolate Factory.
Because his
Well
name
done.
is Charlie Bucket. There ain't a whole lot of buckets going
Not
around.
a whole lot of buckets out there. Can you guess the children's book? Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy.
Is this the Rabbit family?
This is not the Rabbit family. No.
Okay. I just heard Peter.
Say that again.
That was another one that was on the list. I didn't use that. Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. This was turned into a movie series.
Lemony Snicket.
Peanuts?
Nope. Damn. Author C.S. Lewis.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Correct. Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Chronicles of Narnia series.
I was not read any of these.
I am amazed that this is the first line. Where's Papa going with that axe? Said
Paul Bunyan.
Said Fern to her mother as they were sitting at the table for breakfast. No, not Paul Bunyan. This one was also converted into a movie.
George Washington.
Nope.
Right. Who's the guy that has the
character
magic
named
beans?
Fern.
Yep.
Author
is E.B. White.
Hold on.
E.B. White.
No, it's I.B. It's I.B. White. I.B. White.
So the dad's leaving. Say it again.
Where's Papa going with that axe? Said Fern to her mother as they were sitting at the table for breakfast. He was gonna go and chop a pig's head off, but he ended up getting saved because there was a little spider. Charlotte's Web. Okay. I'm amazed that that's the opening line. Like, I'm gonna go kill that pig.
Yeah,
he going down.
It's that Disney formula, man.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Kill
man.
something at the beginning.
That is a fact.
Charlotte's Web was a book, though. I don't know if that's a Disney thing.
No, I'm just saying the whole theory back then was kill something that people loved right away. Bambi's mother, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, you name it.
That's how you kick off a good children's story.
Number 3. This is George. He lived in Africa.
Curious George.
Curious George. Well done. Oh. Number 2.
I don't know. There was just so many Curious George books. I feel like he went on different adventures.
Well, sure, but this is the first
one. But he was born in Africa, man. Yeah, he's a monkey.
He used to be there. So, this is number 2.
To me, that was the tip-off.
Like, now he's Jack Johnson, basically.
Number 2. Chug, chug, chug. Puff, puff, puff. Ding, dong, ding, dong.
Cheech and Chong Ice Trees.
No. So this is a book from Mr. Piper.
Puff the Magic Dragon?
H.R. Puff and stuff?
No, this is a
Chitty Bang Bang.
A machine, if you will, that'll make this noise. Chug, 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 puff, puff,
The little
puff.
engine that could.
The little engine that could. Miles Montgomery.
Right.
Well done. Well done. And then this is the number 1 children's book. Can you name it from its first line alone?
Where the white women at?
The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, wet day.
Cat in the Hat.
I sat there with Sally. We sat here, we two. And we said, how we wish we had something to do. That is Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. Well done, Steve.
That book is long.
It takes forever.
You don't know it when they give it to you and you're like, oh, this will be easy, like Mr. Brown Can Move or something. You know, maybe 35 pages.
I hated reading that book to my kid. I did not realize how long it was.
I'd always look and go like, all right, Goodnight Moon. What is it? 20 pages?
This is about a crazy old lady who says goodnight to everything in her home because she's lonely.
As soon as I grew up and saw how thick that damn book was, I realized why my mom didn't want to read us these
books. It's like 120 pages.
Yes!
I did not know that. And then someone sent us all these Dr. Seuss books, which is cool, right? And I'd never actually read Cat in the Hat, and I realized why, because my parents probably went to the same thing.
Green Eggs and Ham is not a short one either.
No.
How many times can we rhyme different things?
Oh, my God, yeah.
A man in Florida stands accused of a fatal DUI, but he's got an interesting defense, Miles.
What was that defense?
Tell you about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, halfway minute to drink it time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test. And Steve a Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today, I think I speak for all of us when I say, man, we have to toast the city of Stanwood, Washington. All right, so this past Saturday, we joined the Daily Mix Morning Show for the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. It was precisely that. I believe it went about a block, perhaps a block and a half. But first of all, the hospitality from everyone there was very, very cool. I love the fact people brought their families out, little kids, the whole nine. It occurred to us at some point, like, we're having fun with this, and it's been funny, ha-ha. It's a parade, and there are children there, right? So you got to kind of show up.
They care.
And do the parade thing. They care desperately. But I will say the little kids, man, their enthusiasm was kind of contagious. Like, well, dude, if you're stoked, I'm stoked, right? Because inevitably, that's the heart of the people that you really want to get with this. But it was good vibes all around. Like we said, the mayor came out which I did not expect. A lot of unexpected things overall, but it was such a wonderfully positive experience.
Big thanks to the folks at Honey Bucket as well.
Oh, yeah.
For taking care of us. We were on the Honey Bucket truck, which was...
On the Honey Bucket truck, and we asked the guy,
awesome.
hey, man, what... I said, did you volunteer for this, or did you get the short straw? He goes, Castle called me, asked if I would do it, and I said, yeah, that was the whole thing. That was it. He's like, dude, I'm in it. So, yeah, Honey Bucket, man, thank you, guys. The guy in stilts who showed up last thing, and our fire breathing... Remember the clown that called us last week?
Leprechaun there.
He showed up there, did his fire breathing thing. We actually had a leprechaun that was there, the marching band that was there. There was a band that played on the side. It was outstanding, man. It was such a cool experience. And the thing that I think that resonated most was they were like, hey, can you do it again next year?
One of the hydros showed up?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable, man. And when I say that this was a patchwork thing pulled together, it, honest to God, was last minute. So everyone that showed up there, Stanwood, man, thank you for your gratitude and thank you for the hospitality. It was a lot of fun. And my kids were mad at me because they missed it. I'm like, so I got next year. I'll bring your ass up next year. So anyway, to Stanwood, thank you, man. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth. Feeling smooth. Who said that? It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw. So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then? Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill-Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the sponsor a sponsor. Today's St. Patty's Day, I'm putting you three leprechauns against one another. That is correct, but you have your choice of one of three stories. What?
Story a story?
Make a story a story. Yeah. Make the story a story. Yeah.
Not a sponsor, a sponsor?
Did I say a sponsor?
Did I say a sponsor?
Yeah.
Son of the day is brought to you by our good friends at Black Raven Brewing.
Yes. So I forgot what makes a story a story. Yeah.
You're on it, Steve.
Pinky's Plumbing. Is there anyone else? I totally didn't even realize.
Reach out to our friends of the Advocates.
Local 32. Like everyone's giving me that look that says, "What did I do?" Now I know.
You just breezed through it. I was like, "Is Mike going to say something?"
Well, it's the thing. I was feeling smooth until I got the looks. Like, what did I do?
San Juan salsa, holy sausage.
I had an Uli sausage today.
Really?
Yeah. I went down to Pro Street and got a sausage rolls at St. Patrick's.
Yeah. They do have Ulis there, and they're very, very good. Today, you have a choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally, hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. Let's go, hit me. All right, we go to Florida, believe it or not, where a woman has been arrested for slicing a random man's face open with something unexpected. Her name is Shanika Serdal. She's 28 years old. She's accused of wielding her weapon of choice at the unsuspecting victim in a 7-Eleven gas station in Orlando. Now, the cashier told responding officers, quote, "The female called the guy a bitch and then whacked him with the object. The victim was left with a gaping wound around his eye. Quote, he had a significant cut on his right eyebrow and below his eye, causing him to bleed. The cut looked significant and appeared that it would leave a scar and permanent disfigurement." Wow. Yeah, now the assault appeared to be unprovoked. Quote, "All the guy was doing was informing me of another male customer that was laying down on the side of the building." That's according to the staffer talking to the deputies. Well, Serdal, she fled the 7-Eleven but was located by deputies nearby. She was arrested and slapped with an aggravated battery charge. Now, the alleged perp, she had a weapon on her when she was nabbed. The question is, what did she use to slice the man's face open? Was it a chicken wing? Was it a spork? Was it a Pringles can? Or was it a breakfast pizza box? Just the box, not the pizza. So chicken wing, spork, Pringles can, or breakfast pizza box.
That's so specific, and those pizza boxes can have that thick cardboard, so I'm going to go pizza box on this one.
You said breakfast pizza box.
Yes, breakfast for interest.
I'll go chicken wing. I like chicken wings.
Did you say what time it was?
Let me double check. I don't think so.
Mike, you said breakfast pizza box?
Correct, sir. Okay. It does not say what time of day this happened, but it is 7-Eleven, so any hours like any other hour.
Now they do have chicken wings.
I'll say spork.
Spork for Ted.
Spork.
What did she slice this guy open with? A chicken wing, spork, a Pringles can, or a breakfast pizza box? We'll tell you next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah?
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Category is hit me with your best shot on profile. This is going to Florida woman who's arrested after cutting a man's face at 7-Eleven. Unprovoked attack.
Unprovoked. Called him a bitch and then cut his face.
He basically just said, hey, look out for this person that's lying in the parking lot or whatever the deal is.
Yeah.
And she swung at him and cut him pretty bad. Permanent disfigurement in his face. Question is, what did she, quote, slash him with? Chicken wing, a spork, Pringles can, or a breakfast pizza box?
Yes, indeed. Let us start with our very own Mike Hawk. You went with the pizza box. Look, man, you're not wrong. They can be sharp if you don't touch it right. But it was not a pizza box.
You ever cut yourself with pizza box cardboard?
Yes.
That hurts like a bitch.
Yes,
man.
I have. And you hate to say it out loud because it's cardboard. But yeah, the way it splits your skin open kind of sucks.
Yes.
Miles Montgomery, you went with the old chicken wing. Look, man.
I mean, they have them at 7-Eleven.
But you're not going to waste a chicken wing on a man's face. And the Ted Smith, you went with the spork.
Damn it.
Pringles can, brother.
Did she rip it in half?
Damage?
I do not know exactly what she did with the Pringles can, but the Pringles can was her weapon. Hit this dude in the eye, and like you said, permanent disfigurement.
That explains why the cut was over the top of the eye and underneath the eye.
What are you saying? She more like punched it in?
The opening of that can is about that big, so that would explain how that.
So you're saying like she jabbed it over the eye?
She either jabbed him or just swung at him with the damn thing, but.
Think about it. Permanent and we brought up last week, like, I believe it was our poll for Big Dummy Explain a Scar. Mm-hmm. Shark bite, this, blah, blah, blah. Pringles can. That's Pringles the story can. You have at a bar. What happened in your face with permanent disfigurement? I was attacked by a woman I don't know with a Pringles can at 7-Eleven.
I think that after a couple weeks ago, I was at a hotel and I got a can of Pringles, and it was the cheddar cheese ones.
Yeah.
I think they're the superior Pringle.
Oh, not the plain.
Sour cream and onion.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take the plain.
Debate that at every time. Yeah. Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
Hey, all, it's Mike Hawk. Unfortunately, TV Time today used a list that was a lot of fun to do, admittedly, but unfortunately, we had to use a lot of licensed music to make it happen. Due to new rules about licensed music in podcasts, we have to skip over TV Time for today's program. We appreciate your understanding as we'd like to continue bringing you excellent content and not get canceled by the proper authorities. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Company awards a long-standing employee only to realize he hadn't showed up to work in 6 years. Meanwhile, a train traffic stops in Maine as a horse on a bridge, animal control clears. Drug gang learns a valuable lesson after posing for pictures with drugs and cash. Man thinking ex-girlfriend was in another car causes a deadly crash. And a woman says the reason she was fleeing from cops is, well, she was high on meth. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Our top story, we go to Florida, where mistakes were made. A local man had gotten into an argument with his ex-girlfriend that got heated enough to where she elected to leave, jumping into a car with a friend and sped off. Not letting it end there, the man jumped into his own vehicle and chased after them, eventually finding them a little ways down the road. He taunted the two in the car, threatening to kill the two of them as well as himself before eventually pushing the car off the road and into a concrete pole. This caused the pole to break and fall onto the car, killing the driver and seriously injuring the other one. The man ended up crashing into a tree in the median himself and was recovered by officers. The biggest issue with all of this, gents, the car that he ran off the road was the wrong one.
Yeah.
His ex was not in that car, and that led to the death of one and serious injury of another. The man's blood alcohol level was tested there at the scene, revealing a 0.18, more than twice the legal limit. And when he was brought before the court, it appears that he gave himself a bout of amnesia, as he claims to not remember anything as far as the encounter goes.
I'm just picturing if someone in my family, like, you don't have to remember, I do.
Right.
And the best thing that can happen for you is that you go to jail.
Fact.
That's the best thing that can happen for you and everyone that knows you.
At this point, I don't care if you don't remember. The part of you that did remember did it. Yeah. Therefore, get your ass behind bars. No, I'm with you. I wouldn't let that stand for a second, dude.
No.
Goodness gracious. In other news, a man in Spain had the cushiest gig in the world, which all came crashing down when he was about to be awarded. He was employed as an engineer tasked with overseeing a wastewater treatment plant, but after a while of punching in and punching out of work, he noticed that there was truly nothing for him to do in the building. You see, the facility was overseen by two different departments, each believing that the other was keeping tabs on the facility, and in this newfound isolation at work, the man just decided to stop showing up for work. His plan worked. He raked in his salary for an astounding 6 years, but the problem came when the department wanted to thank him for his diligent service. They were going to award him a medal for having worked with them for 20 years, and that was about the time that they realized that he had been enjoying his time to himself instead of staying at work. The man had since retired from his position, but that didn't protect him from the lawsuit from the company demanding that he reimburse them 1 year's salary.
Hey, at least here it's only been 5 years.
Yeah, right.
Oh, still not coming into work. I'm scared.
Yeah. It's like, I get the allure of it.
But there's a lot of things that are alluring.
Correct.
Right? But you got to make a decision as an adult. Like, look, as easy as I could do blank, I could rob an old lady at the ATM if I wanted to.
Sure.
But you don't.
What's the old saying? Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Look, right. I get it. You can slip a day or two as you go.
Sure.
You know, you want to take a 3-day weekend every week? Cool. Awesome. Show up to work a few times because they started asking him, like, you keep clocking in. What exactly did you do while you were in here? And he had zero answer for it.
Watch on demand.
You had 6 years to come up with an alibi.
We got to bait him back with food. That's what we need here. More lunch. More lunches. That's how you get them in the...
Lunch inside the building.
Yes. Yeah. That's all they need to hear.
Some people can work from home, Miles. This guy just wasn't doing anything. Yeah. He was sitting at home just reading.
Mm-hmm.
Just reading philosophy.
But if he had free lunch, he'd go to work.
That's right. He got in there all by himself. Just have all the Qdoba to himself.
Exactly. Go back for more bowls. More lunch. Chips. You spend the whole afternoon just grazing.
Get that big
you're still in the
bag of chips.
But at least
office.
you're here.
That's right. They need to do that again because I want that big bag of chips out on the table.
I know.
I can graze on.
I like
for
the fact
next
that it's
week.
got a lime kind of flavor.
Yes,
they're awesome. Yeah.
Hey, we're going off the tracks here.
No, we're not.
A cocaine operation in the UK was busted thanks to foolish vanity. CCTV footage was released showing a van full of men descending upon a property in the area armed with machetes. For context, they were breaking into the headquarters of a major cocaine manufacturing operation in the area, and the ones doing the raiding were a rival gang. Police quickly moved in on the property after hearing about the scuffle, and several arrests were made. It's also worth noting that this rival attack and raid came shortly after one of the occupants of the home, you guessed it, posted a photo of himself with the copious amounts of cocaine that he was working with.
Buckets.
I got two problems with this. One, it's not even about a rival gang. Why would you go on social media to say, I'm sitting on a bunch of illegal drugs? That's one.
I think he loaded it
stupid.
onto his Snapchat story.
They'll never look.
Which made it go away with within 24 hours. But even then.
24 hours. You don't think you're under suspicion? That's
right.
One. Two, the thing that kind of made me chuckle, I'm like, if this were the States, the story would have been dozens of men armed with machetes shot dead.
Yeah, it's a fact.
They're breaking into their house.
Look, I get it. I'm not in the drug community. It is what it is. However, if I am making copious amounts, like we are farming this out to then make a whole bunch of, I'm Heisenberg of cocaine. I don't want a single camera near me. No. Cell phones are locked outside. We don't see this crap.
Right. Shut up.
Because he was taking like look, I'm a badass photo. Like, I get it.
It was buckets of cocaine. I saw the picture.
Huge bowls of cocaine.
Huge.
You don't want to be seen anywhere near that. There is nobody on this planet.
You don't.
There's nobody on this planet. Look, there's a lot of people, more than I realize, socially do cocaine. Nobody pulls their phones out.
But not like, man, England and Australia and those areas.
Yeah,
Spain,
that's their big drug.
Like, that's their
Love
weed.
it.
That's their weed.
Really?
Essentially. I mean, it seems that way from the outsider perspective looking at news. Like, they love cocaine.
They love cocaine.
It's the party drug, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of the thing. But
They're
still don't share it with people that don't need to.
Right.
They're not even like drinking alcohol. They're drinking beer and do coke. That's the problem with Spain, France, when all these guys from England come down. They're trying to stop them from coming down because of the cocaine.
No kidding.
Because of the amount of cocaine they do.
Oh, my God.
I almost want to do like the equivalent of a high school assembly, but for the illicit drug trade. All right, we got 400 here in the auditorium. Guys, don't post it on social media.
Right.
All right. Your clients are your clients. Word of mouth is how you get business.
Correct.
If you share it on social media, one, if you don't think the authorities are looking, you are remarkably stupid. In this case, didn't see it coming, but rival gang. They took your supply.
Jeez, it was. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Emergency crews in Maine were called to a local train track bridge on reports of something stuck and in the way of oncoming locomotives. The order was given to stop traffic that was approaching the area with the help of fire officials. They were able to safely remove the horse that had managed to strand itself on the tracks. Several pictures were shared to the department's social media pages showing the community and authorities all working together to move the animal out of harm's way. Doggone horse stuck on the tracks.
How did he get stuck? Like his foot got stuck maybe
Probably.
between the...
Probably. You know, it's a horse.
Or the horse is like, I want to
Horses are
die.
got to be like humans. Stay off the tracks.
Exactly. Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. You got a little bit of spring training baseball on tonight, as well as some NBA basketball and a bit of golf on tonight as well.
Ooh.
Find out where to watch all those sports and when to watch them as well on one convenient location. It is called the Sports on What app. As far as your weather, dropping down to 35 tonight with after a quick bout of rain, leaving us with a cool, partly cloudy night. Tomorrow we're expecting a high of 51 with some sun in the morning, followed by a partly cloudy day as the clouds move in for the afternoon. That is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Well, tomorrow we'll get metal on Sit and Spin. The lovely Jolene's up next. More tickets to Lincoln Park coming up.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then? Now you're getting it.
Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 107062.